Metal door slam, footsteps echo. Everybody got a story. The truth is quiet. The paperwork don't lie. Yeah. He walked the tear like steel in his veins, telling war stories that don't match his name. Whispers hit the walls when the lights go black, but the charges he got don't match all that. He say the feds had eyes on sight. He say he lived close to the edge of night, but the only time a register went bang was a fake 100 bill under store lights. Talk cartel ties, talk death on call, talk underworld moves like he ran it all. But the documents cold and the margins clean. Ain't a single line saying what he claimed he seen. You can build a whole legend on a terrified mind, but the paperwork don't lie. The paperwork don't lie. Yeah. You can dress up the past like you lived on the line, but the paperwork don't lie.
Coach, I have been blessed to meet with some of the greatest law enforcement across this country, like Sheriff Grady Judd out there in Florida and Sheriff Chad Bianco out of Riverside, California. And I'm here to tell you, I believe in Sheriff John Staley.
Yeah, he say he rose from violence and flame, but the sheets say fraud, not the life he claims. Talk like a killer, but the record ain't grim. He living in the movie that he wrote for him. In prison, the loud ones paint fake scars, build kingdoms in their head, pretend they run yards. But the ones who survive don't brag, don't boast, stare at the floor and live with their ghost. 17 counts, yet a file ain't short, but the tails in his mouth don't match the court. He talk feds, talk mob, talk war, talk heat, but the clerk never typed that in a single sheet. You can build a whole legend on a terrified mind, but the paperwork don't lie. The paperwork don't lie. You can dress up the past like you lived on the line, but the paperwork don't lie. Paperwork don't lie. Case don't bend, ink don't lie, sales don't care who testify. Truth don't bend, ink don't die, sales don't care who testify. Funny thing about prison, the louder the story, the smaller the truth. Real scars don't talk, real pain don't shout. You don't need a script when you know what you about.
Fact.
And lies don't grow old when your name's in the file.
Fact. So
Type shit.
YouTube Streets Podcast. We in this bitch. Ronnie Blue Eyes. DVS stuck in the system. Pino. P-Wo Vicky. Let's go.
Cash Money.
You'll hold down, man.
Fact, so-
Suitcase this.
Fact. So YouTube Streets about to crash out.
Nigga been walking with Satan.
Yeah, man.
Chain gang robbery. Want it, finna take it. Give it up, there's no debating. See blood in my eyes, that's what it is. Cause a nigga been walking with Satan. Staying out my sights where you ought to be. I walk in nightmares what they calling me. Give it up, and no stopping me. This what you call chain gang robbery. If I want it.
Ronnie, how you been, bro?
Coolin', no fooling, repping new. You know how we doing?
Man, I tell you, man, you glow, man. You've been glowing lately, man. You know, the whole quitting or cutting back on the weed. I don't know if you quit fully, but it definitely is shown, bro. It definitely is shown. And I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to podcasting, the last couple lives, you've been putting up 30, 10, like triple doubles.
Yo,
they can't fuck with how polished you are now, Ronnie.
I'm showing them trees, bro. I'm shooting them free throws. I appreciate it, bro. You know what I mean? It's from tragedy to triumph. From dealing with my father's death. I'm still processing shit, but ain't nothing to it but to do it. I gotta move forward. And I got a solid last name. I stand on business. I'm a stand-up guy, so I gotta keep that memory alive. So I do it for my people that ain't here. Yeah.
Type
R.I.P.
shit.
to that Malden legend, your father, man. I've
MC.
only heard great things, nothing bad.
Appreciate
Um,
you always. Never
so
will.
hey, salute to everybody in the building. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got multiple topics. We're gonna be talking about Dolly Vision and the
Yep.
grifting he's doing with the Nancy Guthrie case. We're gonna be having a little bit of a Wade Wilson update that I think the Amy Feo from the Florida Department of Corrections emailed back to Team Wade. He actually got extended confinement, so we'll bring that up. Then we're going to be talking about this Aaron Spencer situation. I think Carolyn Cooper, I don't know if you're from that area, but you have a lot of knowledge on this whole or Beckel or Buckle. I can't even say anything. I can't even talk tonight. I'm ready to get fucking
Debacle.
litty. A
Yeah,
Buckle.
let's go. Let's go. Let's get litty for the city. Shout out to the whole chat. You know that. Hit that like button if you like something. We got Pino in the building. Raw Talk. New Age Plug. Blue Eyes. YouTube Streets. We live. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's some skeletons in the closets, man. We
You
gotta
feel me?
We
you
got
know
mental health Pino up here.
mental health care type shit.
Tight shit. Tight shit.
Pino is throwing poop on the walls.
Poop on the walls, man.
No, but you just said something important right there. You said, what did you just say?
We cleaning our closets, man. We cleaning our closets. We gonna
Cleaning up
talk.
the closet.
We're gonna you know, like Eminem said back 20 years ago, cleaning out the
Right.
closets. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk some facts, and we're gonna get into these individuals that are, I guess,
Oh,
politically
shoot.
running.
Wrong picture. Crap, I did not mean to do that.
Expose them skeletons. Yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
somebody we're gonna get
Holy
into
crap.
these political figures
You did.
and you know, their backgrounds and who's supporting them, and you know who's rubbing each other's pockets.
Right.
Because we don't really sugarcoat shit over here. We don't, excuse my French, but we don't
Real shit.
sugarcoat shit. You know what I mean? If we're
Real
gonna
shit.
call it how we see it, if you're best friends with this person and you refuse to talk about this person because you're best friends with this person, we gonna talk about it.
Now, that's a whole
Yes.
fact. You know that. Hold that. Blah.
Hold that.
Now, when it comes to this, right? Because JD DeLay obviously has come on the show. He's you know, he's like a friend of the show. He came on the YouTube
Yep.
Streets Awards.
Many times. Yep.
But when it comes to this decision, we can't be compromised and not report it. We will be doing our, and it's gone on too long. Like we're actually kind of late on it. Jessica
Nah,
can't.
Plug, you're right. We would be doing our viewers a disservice. I feel you. You feel, we got to keep it real. You feel?
So this isn't an attack at JD's character. This is
Right.
this is just light putting the light on a decision he made that was not. It's very hypocritical what he did because
this ain't no
it's wood
crash out.
chipper,
We just
right?
putting the facts out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could dig it.
Well, I think you know this, and then when it comes to compromise, and this is my opinion, I think JD DeLay is compromised. I think he got paid to do this, and let's play for everybody that don't know what we're talking about. Let's catch up because if you haven't seen the regular video on the YouTube streams, we dropped it about an hour and a half ago. Go watch it. But if you don't, just stay right here because I'm going to play 4 minutes of it. That's important. Let's go.
Aaron Spencer is an Arkansas father, military veteran, and farmer who many supporters now call a hero after he took action against a man accused of abusing his teenage daughter. Spencer was charged with second-degree murder in the 2024 shooting death of 67-year-old Michael Fosler, a case that quickly drew national attention and sparked debate about protecting children and parental justice. Despite the ongoing legal battle, Spencer gained massive public support and decided to run for sheriff in Lonoke County, Arkansas. In the March 2026 Republican primary, Spencer defeated longtime incumbent John Staley, turning his controversial story into a political victory and positioning himself as a candidate many supporters say stands for protecting families and holding predators accountable. In the race, Aaron Spencer ran against John Staley, who had previously served in law enforcement and faced allegations that he had assaulted inmates while in custody. Those accusations followed Staley into the campaign. Despite that controversy, some voices in the prison YouTube space, including JD DeLay, publicly supported Staley instead of backing Spencer, who many viewed as the obvious choice in the race.
Surveillance footage from 2019 inside the Lonoke County Jail shows what one woman says is the sheriff attacking her son.
I called the sheriff. The sheriff yelled at me. They broke one of the kiosks and were giving each other face tattoos, and some of the guys ended up in the girls' cells.
Gann says that's when Sheriff John Staley arrived and had the inmates line up. Surveillance video shows Sheriff Staley hit an inmate, Gant's son, and after a brief exchange, Staley grabs her son with one hand then 2.
It was very upsetting. It was very upsetting. I couldn't believe that the sheriff in the county where I pay taxes did that to my child.
For the purpose of this video, the controversy centers around J.D. DeLay publicly supporting John Staley instead of backing Aaron Spencer in the sheriff's race. DeLay made his position very clear, even though he's a former inmate who has first-hand experience with what goes on behind prison walls.
I'm a convicted felon. I'm also a survivor of childhood sexual assault, and today I am one of the most well-known recovery coaches in the entire world. And I have been out to Lone Oak County Sheriff's Office, to that jail, multiple times, and what I'm seeing him do is transformative to the community and transformative to so many lives. Now, in my time as a recovery coach, I have been blessed to meet with some of the greatest law enforcement across this country, like Sheriff Grady Judd out there in Florida and Sheriff Chad Bianco out of Riverside, California. And I'm here to tell you, I believe in Sheriff John Staley, and I believe in what he's doing in your community. I don't get paid to say this. I say it because I believe it, and I support Sheriff Staley, and I hope that you will too.
I'm Sheriff John Staley. I ask for your support.
You did that for free? I find it odd because I've been watching your videos for years and it just seems a little out of character for you.
Sheriff Staley did the job that the people of Lone Oak County elected him to do.
You mean like shooting a cuffed man in the back of a patrol car because they're sloppy? Or maybe so his deputies can be trained well enough to shoot unarmed 17-year-olds. Do you think they want their sheriff abusing their inmates? You're telling me as a seasoned inmate, you never seen this and thought, man, I wish there was something I could do about it. Notice how I didn't have to use the word allegedly? This is all fact. If I wanted to use the word allegedly, we would be talking about allegations brought forth by the female inmates and the way they were treated in his jail. I know you were referring to the way they had to arrest Aaron Spencer in his manner of defending himself and his family against a monster that was abusing his 13-year-old daughter. Why'd they plant evidence on him when they arrested him? How'd they lose dashcam footage that showed exactly how it all went down? It's a pattern of incompetence. I'm just surprised to see you would endorse it all, much less just out of the goodness of your heart.
He had the power to do whatever he wanted. That he was the sheriff. I would have assaulted him. I would definitely have received charges. They was in the gym maybe a good hour before John Staley came in with a K9 unit.
Did you know Sheriff Staley before that evening?
No, no, sir. I popped off and told him that he wasn't going to charge me with anything, that I was in there for a misdemeanor.
And that was the inmate right there that got beat by Mr. Staley, right? Staley lost, Aaron Spencer won. Aaron Spencer is a hero. Not only is he a military hero, but he's a hero because he killed the chomo that touched his own girl. This is the same thing that we praise Alaskan Avenger for, and Alaskan Avenger has been very vocal about this situation too, in his support for Aaron. So it's weird to see that J.D. DeLay is on one side and then Alaskan Avenger is on the other. And honestly, we're not kicking JD down because no one knows about this. Right. This is the first time he's ever took an L on the internet that you're seeing, and there's probably going to be many more, but as of right now, this is something important for you people to see because he's supposed to be Mr. Woodchipper. He's supposed to be the man that is, against pedophiles. And honestly, it's not, again, I support his recovery and RIP to his child and and everything that's ever happened to JD personally, like with all I don't want to bring up all his stuff, but he said it publicly.
Tribulations, basically.
He got paid.
Yes.
For that shit. He got paid for that shit. Ain't no.
That's
way,
what I'm saying. There's
any
Plug, like you
convict,
said a while ago, bro. My bad, not to cut you off.
No,
my
you
bad,
good.
but like you said, Plug, he been taking a political direction for a while now, so this shit ain't too shocking or surprising to me. And homeboy that was talking, I fuck with him because I like his dirt bike t-shirt. Now I'm about that bike life. So, it's getting crazy. It sounds right.
Right. So let me just break it down. So in case people didn't understand the video, so JD DeLay, the wood chipper man. Now we fought with JD DeLay. Like there's no ill feeling. But we're gonna call a spade a spade. You feel me? Yeah. And you built your whole persona off the wood chipper, and let's capture the chomos. Let's put them on a pike. Let's and we for that cause. Everybody was for that cause, right?
Hell yeah.
And then you also say you've been incarcerated. You've been behind the walls, right? So instead of supporting a guy who unalived the chomo for touching his daughter, you're supporting a cop who beats inmates.
As a former inmate. That's crazy.
You can't make this shit up. And then you're saying this dude, this sheriff or whatever his name is, he's a good dude. Yeah, he might be a good dude.
No, he's not.
On the hold on, let me finish. He might be a good dude in person on the outside. He a whole nother person to inmates. Trust me, I done seen it, bro. They laugh and kick it, and they'll smile with people who are in the free world with a collar shirt on and all that shit. But when they come to the inmates and they come to the inside, bro, you dust, bro. You get treated like, man.
And this isn't this isn't a normal support, guys. This is a campaign support. So it's not just like, yo, hey, what's up, homie? You're in someone's chat. No.
Right.
This is him getting his people to go vote against somebody that's American hero. This is a big deal. And they did lose. JD lost.
Real rap. That's
Staley
real rap.
lost. But we're here now, and we're showing you guys that this isn't right. And I think that he needs to come out with a statement. And I don't think it's over for JD. He isn't canceled, but he does need to come out with a statement and correct this, because this is. I understand this dude was his friend. I understand that you went to Arkansas and was in the jail, but that same dude did some shady stuff. A teenager got killed. Another inmate got killed. Oh, got hurt. Go ahead.
Supporting a dirty cop who beats inmates and has a history of fucking people up and abusing his authority over somebody who killed a chomo.
Yeah, and we all against chomos, but you supposed to be Mr. Wood Chipper, like you say.
Well, that's a badge of
you
honor,
ain't chipping
bro.
no wood, bro. Come on, man.
Let's talk about it, bro. That's a badge of honor, bro. Alaskan Avenger, that's a badge of honor. When you off a chomo or when you fuck a chomo up, bro, in the community, in the criminal community, in the streets, bro, that is a badge of honor,
in the
bro.
hood, you a legend for that. Good shit.
That's
We gonna hit you with some bread, like here's some canteen cash, bro. We got you, type shit.
Bro,
like
that's like you go to war and the soldier next to you gets shot. You run into fire, you grab him and drag him out of fire, and you get your Purple Heart. That's what fucking a chomo up is in this world.
Real shit.
You see
real
what
rap.
I'm saying?
Real rap.
Now there's a clip of. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, let's not forget, JD DeLay is the one that brought Alaskan Avenger to us.
Yep.
I didn't know who Alaskan Avenger was until JD DeLay brought him to us.
Oh, I gotta correct you though. Alaskan Avenger was actually big before JD, because even AZ covered him back in the day. AZ has a video on him.
I didn't know who he was.
I get you. He put him on. No, you're right. He put him on. He put him on YouTube.
Because he had a bigger platform, basically. Sometimes people could be doing this shit for years, but when you got a huge platform and then you bring it to some people's attention that never heard of them, it's like you're giving them a boost, and now a whole new group of people know who they are that might not have knew who they were.
He had to get paid for that shit. There's no doubt in my mind he didn't get paid for that, bro, because you built your whole platform off this prison attack chomo persona, bro.
And I will say this. Let me say this real quick. Alaskan Avenger, salute to you. His sister was actually around too before JD put him on. But I do agree with you guys. JD put him on. He stamped him. It's kind of like the Minor Mouse Big Lance situation.
He gave him the cosign. You feel me? He gave him the cosign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he gave him a much bigger platform.
DVS,
what up? I was just about to say, stuck in the system. What's goody?
Fuck is going on, guys? How y'all feeling, man? Good night. Good night. Shout out to the chat, man. Thanks for pulling up.
I mean, what's your thoughts on this?
DVS, real quick though, too. If you could do this, I know you can multitask. Can you get this video ready? Ian Bick and John Staley. I don't know if you need to mute up to talk into the thing, but just to let you know, I need that. We need to react to that video. But we do need your opinion on this. JD DeLay didn't support somebody that killed a chomo. He supported the opposite of a sheriff that beat inmates. Like it's such on the other side. It's so crazy.
It's a contradiction, bro. It's a straight up contradiction of your whole character, in my opinion, respectfully, straight up and down, like 6 o'clock.
And let me play this because this dude got confronted while he gets that ready.
Ask a question. Yes, sir. Have you ever, in your capacity as sheriff, struck an inmate in the face and then wrapped your hands around his throat and choked him against the wall?
No, not that
I'll give you one more chance to answer that question.
No, I don't recall ever slapping or choking somebody up against the wall.
Okay, I just wanted to see how you'd answer it.
I've been accused of a lot of things by a lot of people who've done a lot of things.
Would you be surprised if I told you there's video of you doing that?
I would, yes. I would be choking him against the wall.
Music in there, but you
Yo,
guys
bro.
see that he put hands on the inmate. Go ahead.
Yo, I was just saying backstage, I'm like, you lying, motherfucker, you lying, right? But I just want to point out one thing. You know, I'm big on reading human nature and human behavior, right? You notice how he said, I'd be surprised, but he didn't deny it. He didn't say, hell no, there ain't no video. There's no way there's a video of me doing that shit. He just said, I'd be surprised if there was a video. He never has said it didn't occur. You feel me? You got to pay attention to that shit.
Yeah, also listen to the first 3 words. When they say, "Did you beat the inmate?" He said, "I don't recall ever doing that. I
Right,
don't
right.
recall."
Yeah, see, you
We
got to
got
really
Lil
pay
Woody up there.
attention to what people say and how they say it. Because at the same
Don't
time,
recall.
they ain't denying it. They ain't admitting to it, but they ain't denying it.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
remember
that's a
too,
fact.
right? A lot of these officers go off the fact that, um, you know, dudes write them up on a regular basis, whether it's true or not, right? And 99% of the time it's true, but they go off of that 1%, so to speak, to say, yo, they make shit up. They're criminals. You know, they're
Right,
no good. This is a part of the job. This is what I got to deal with on a regular basis. All
right.
kinds of craziness. But that just goes to show you that, right? Because if they didn't have a video, it would have been like, oh well, got to take his word. He's an authority figure, he's a CO,
Right.
he's working with criminals, whatever the case may be. But the fact that they got this video right here, right? I could tell you till I'm blue in the face, yo, this is a fact. The officers do this, but when you
Real
see it,
rap.
it hits different. You know what I mean?
Big
And
facts.
this is a real thing. Like I was talking to somebody recently. When I was locked up north, there were certain yards and certain prisons that you would just not go to because they would make sure they deter you with physical and
Force.
verbal violence,
Yeah,
so you wouldn't come out to the yard. So their shift would be easy to deal with.
100%, bro.
Now, this dude on the right here is actually the dude Aaron Spencer killed. This is the dude that touched his daughter, and the justice system failed Aaron Spencer. He had to take matters into his own hands, and he had to unalive the fucking chomo on the right. So salute to Aaron Spencer, man. You're a hero in multiple ways. He's
Facts.
a
He's actually
veteran.
running for sheriff too.
No, he won. That's why we're here, brother. He won.
Oh,
JD DeLay supported the other guy, and they lost. JD DeLay took the L.
Jay
Tonight,
Lee's
he's
a fucking cornball. Yeah, listen, bro. When it comes to this dude, I'm glad the people are standing behind him, whether it's for a sheriff or whatever position that he holds. But it just goes to show you, right? Because this is what should have took place with Cain Velasquez. But I know it's an open case, right? Like he's still going to court for this.
no. Okay,
I
Staley,
don't
I
know if he'd
believe.
be able to be elected. Go ahead, plug.
Okay, I think Staley's is over because he won. It was in January. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. Oh no, wait a minute. I
I
was
think
just
he's
on his
got a
page.
court
Was it
case in
open?
April, but I think it's
Oh, I
court
think you're
case in
right.
April.
It is open because it wouldn't let me click on the discovery or nothing. But I don't know if that's the way they run there. But you might be right. Chat. Carolyn Cooper might know. People from Arkansas, let me know. Is Aaron Spencer still have to go on trial for that case, even though he is the
That's
sheriff, which is
crazy. Listen,
crazy.
if you take out a chomo, yo, big shout outs to you. But if that hits home and they touch your child, you got all the right in the world, in my opinion, to take that motherfucker out
Bro,
like
this is like a
trash.
double L though, bro. I'm thinking about this shit, and this is like a double L for JD, bro. This is
Facts.
like
JD is
it's not
lame,
it's
man.
not one L. This is 2 L's because not only are you not supporting the person that unalived the chomo, that's
Well,
one L. That's
you
your
you
first
gotta
L.
look
You
at it
didn't
like this too,
Hold
support.
on,
Kimo.
DBS. So let him go. Let
Hold
him
on.
get the two. Let him get the two.
Your first L is you didn't support the guy who unalived the chomo. Your second L is you're supporting a cop that used to beat inmates. Brother, you didn't do enough time. I could already tell you only did like 10 months incarcerated, bro. You ain't do
Well,
no time, bro.
not
You
only
ain't
that.
been around no camps where they beating inmates, bro.
Well, the new thing is, you know how white artists used to come in and use the rap as a stepping stone, like hip hop as a stepping stone. I
Like Kid Rock,
believe
Jeezy.
Yeah, I believe that JD DeLay did the kind of same thing with the Chomo shit, man, with the child predator and the wood chipper. He kind of jumped in and said, "Yo, everybody love me, I love me," and then, he did this weird fuck shit that doesn't make any sense because why would you do the complete opposite of what you started your page
Right.
off of?
So I hear what you're saying. It's kind of like he used the prison genre and then went political, but he uses
Yeah.
that.
Well, he used the
Well,
kids. If you want to
benefit.
be real, he used the kids as a tool, bro.
He used the kids
Because
as a tool. You're right.
in all
He,
actuality, because he used them to say, "Yo, listen, it's all for the
But he's a
children," and
victim of that, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. He's a victim of that, so he
Oh,
has all
got
the he's a
Stockholm syndrome. He's got
and we
Stockholm
yeah, I was
syndrome.
thinking
and
the
we got
same
to
shit,
remember
bro.
too,
Yeah.
and let's remember too. I know it's not really the same thing, but he has done a lot for a lot of people. I do want to say that he gave Narcan out to people that actually used it. Shout out to Jason,
Listen, man,
Jessica
the
Kent's
jails give
ex.
you
Go ahead.
Narcan before you leave prison, bro. This is all. Listen, I don't want to hear none of that shit, bro.
But the
That's
Narcan
real
that he
convenient.
gave saved someone's life. Let's just put
Of
that into
course, bro.
perspective.
Bro, there's a percentage of what it is that's being made is gonna
who
save
life?
somebody's life.
Who life he saved?
Okay, so we had an interview with Jessica Kent's ex-husband a couple years ago, Jason, and he
Yep.
said
Now I
that
don't want to hear
that
shit. Everything surrounding Jessica Kent is a lie. Every person that surrounds themselves with Jessica Kent is a lie.
whoa, you don't
That
want to. Hey,
shit is
listen, you don't want
cap,
to smoke with
man.
Jason, dog.
Man,
You
listen,
don't
that
want to
shit is
smoke with
cap.
Jason,
I
homie.
just
It's
kept
cap.
paying my
Anybody
rent, Ken.
surround themselves with methylcofan is a lie, bro. If you surround yourself with that fictional character called methylcofan, your story cap, everything you talking about cap. I can't believe a fuck word you say, bro. All y'all were scratching each other's backs at the same time, bro, on
Well, they are
YouTube.
at war right now. So JD
YouTube
Delay
Yeah,
actually
Illuminati.
JD
hold
Delay
on.
aligned. Let me go. JD Delay aligned himself with Burner 420. That that's the sides. It's Burner and JD versus Jessica Kent and her Chomo boyfriend, right? Yeah, bro. Go ahead. My bad.
And now you're right. Now they all at war with each other. But let's start here, bro. How did I even start beefing with Jessica Kent? How did I even start beefing with her? Because I talked shit about JD Delay on my live, and she decided to go to Instagram and take up for JD Delay and talk shit about me. And then next thing you know, 2 years later, they fell out. But there was a time when all they ass was scratching each other's back for YouTube, bro.
The
Miss me
prison
with the
genre
bullshit.
Illuminati.
Listen, it
YouTube
was the prison.
Illuminati.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Ian Bick. It was Ian Bick. It was Jumpsuit Pablo. It was JD Delay, and it was Methica Fent. And they were all scratching each other's back for the prison genre, bro. And
I'm
when
gonna
I say
speak for
scratching
Jumpsuit.
each other,
He separated himself from them. But go ahead.
he did. But there was a point where he was part of that little prison genre
And we did a
Illuminati.
whole live on that shit, that the
And when I
YouTube
say scratching each
Illuminati,
other's
because they
back,
were
that
shadow banning motherfuckers at one point, like type
when I
shit.
say scratching each other back, I'm talking about creating narratives. Y'all would
Right.
create your own narrative that would be completely false, and all four of y'all would chime in on that narrative and make the audience believe it was real. There's plenty of shit y'all did, bro. Y'all
No,
talk
you're
about it,
right. No, so
bro.
Pino's cooking right now, and it actually went farther with the West Coast channels like Gunners
Bro,
Collective and Dubs, because JD Delay had a connection with them. They would come with these reports about celebrities that are locked up
fake
with
reports,
nothing,
bro.
nothing
Fake
behind with
reports,
validity,
bro.
no kind of
No
DRs.
evidence. Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
streets, we're gonna cut it down the middle, man. We see the sides. We don't do sides. There's not
Right.
one. There's not two. Whatever. We're on the third, fourth side. But yeah, no, we see this shit. This shit is very important that you guys know this
You
stuff.
see it right now. You see it right now. Methica Fent's current boyfriend, who lives with her 2 minor kids, is a chomo. JD Delay has refused to speak about it because he is friends with Ian
Oh,
Bick.
he's cooking.
You see it
Okay.
now. You see it right now. You see
Okay.
the back scratching going on right now. This is the
Now,
chomo slayer who refuses to talk about a chomo living with 2 minor children because he is friends with Ian Bick, who is friends with Methica Fent.
And
Let's
let's not
fucking
can I
forget,
explain why though
and
he
let's
hasn't
not
did this?
forget
Go ahead,
real
Ronnie. Go
quick.
ahead. Go
Let's
ahead.
not forget real quick. Ian Bick took that a step further and went ahead and interviewed Homeboy and had him on his channel, on his podcast, on his platform, just like he said he would a year ago when Plug hit him with that crazy question, and he came back with an even crazier answer. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what JD Delay's argument is about him not exposing Jessica Kent's man. It's basically because he's on Burner's side and it's an open case and he's like respecting Burner's wishes. Burner wants to be the one, whatever. But this is the thing. You don't hold back on Chomos. We're not
Right.
here to hold information on Chomos.
Right.
Like,
They get no
listen, man.
mercy. They get no mercy. You feel me? They supposed to be in the wood chipper. What the fuck?
And all their friends should be in the wood chipper. Chad Marks is very close to being in the wood chipper. There's paperwork out there, and it's not me that's holding it back. The person that has it wants to get paid, and we already paid for some, and we're trying to figure out that, right? But I'll tell you this. There's people around him that needs to be in the wood chipper, and there's potential people. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying if you harbor a chomo, like if you support a chomo or a pedo or anything like that, if you fucking with a dirtbag, you a scumbag too type shit like that.
We've seen this with Minor Mouse when it started out, and everyone that ran Minor Mouse off the YouTube, if you had a part in that, pat yourself on the back in any way. If you trolled him, because that dude's gone. That dude is fucking gone. He has his son on the channel, whatever, but he's not up here promoting no prison politics. He's not acting like he isn't a chomo. He's gone. He rolled it up. Congratulations, y'all.
As much as I don't like Milk played a big part in that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Milk played a big part in running Minor Mouse off of YouTube.
Bro, I give credit even to Dub, dude. Everybody, bro. All these guys.
Yo, that bitch is crazy. Hey, yo, Milk just hit me up. He wants to pull up to the YouTube streets. I told him I'll let you know. I meant to tell you that.
Whack wants to come up too. There's so many. You listen, we send him the link. Individually send the link. We're not dropping the link. Okay, so DVS, this is going to be Ian Bick, John Staley. Sheriff John Staley. You're going to have to search it, and you're not going to be able to find it like that. It's an older video, brother.
Sheriff.
While he's doing that, let's go to another clip, because we're going to keep this running, and then we're going to get into a Wade Wilson update, and then we're going to talk about Dolly Vision. You think Whiteboy Lockdown Radio? I think I want him to come up. I don't know if we're gonna get him on tonight, but
I'll call
eventually.
him right now. Give me a second. I'll call him again.
Yeah, call Whiteboy, man. Salute to him. We're gonna might have him up and break that down, because I think he's a prison dude that's kind of migrated.
Locked in with Ian Bick.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. He's a prison dude that migrated into true crime, and I don't put him in that prison genre Illuminati. There is the Larry Lawtons, the Jessica Kents, all these people, they have an alliance. And again, like Pino said, how they were saying Danny Masterson update every fucking day. They need to come with evidence. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say something and then not have a DR for it, or at least like an email. At least Team Wade's coming with emails, and we're gonna get into that.
That's like trying to put a bad case on somebody without no paperwork or no proof. Like just trying to stain somebody's name without no evidence is like, that's the name of the game. You gotta have actions to back up your words type shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. We only coming with the facts. So hey, we pushing facts.
And speaking of somebody that had involvement in taking down Minor Mouse, V up 2 I can't say his name. I can't even talk tonight. V up and V. Oh my gosh, VA 2 up, 2 down.
Your mind is racing. Your mind is racing. You going tonight, bro. You got so much going on, bro.
Oh my gosh.
You got so much shit cooking. Like, it's hard to spit it all out. But
they're gonna clip that. John B. Slimer's got me on that one. Okay, so let's get straight to this video. DBS, is this let me put something up, because freaking Ian hit Dan Pino with a fucking copyright.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, we gotta be careful,
went from
man.
Coming on the podcast to striking dudes. That's crazy.
I think he's got it on that automatic shit, but it wasn't a strike. It wasn't a strike, but
right.
All right, play it, and I'll want them to see who he is. I'm gonna just do it like that.
On today's episode, I have Sheriff John Staley. Guys, this episode is literally the first of its kind, and it's such a great, exciting episode and a different point of view.
Speed it up a little bit more.
I got invited to Sheriff John Staley's county jail in Lonoke, Arkansas, where he invited me to meet some of the inmates, give a presentation on my life story, which will already be out on all platforms.
It's the audio that's copyrighted. Hey, pause it real quick.
This episode, we got.
So it's his audio that's copyrighted. You got to speed it up a lot. You got to put, because what he does, he puts it on Spotify, so it's getting copyrighted on all platforms. That's why it just all hit me right now. So speed it up a little bit more.
That's why I got a copyright on his when I pulled up the Chomo interview, because it was only a copyright on it wasn't a copyright on the visual, it's a copyright on the audio.
To get an exclusive tour of the entire county jail, and more importantly, which is what you guys are about to listen to today, I got to sit down with Sheriff John Staley, a current law enforcement officer, which is something we don't usually get to interview. And I got to go in depth about his story, about some of the key elements to being a law enforcement officer in this day and age and see what it's like to be the sheriff of a county jail in Arkansas. I really, really hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'm super excited about it. The set obviously looks a little bit different, but you guys are going to love this. Also, big thanks to our new sponsor, Lost Trail Communications. They provide affordable marketing and public relations services to small businesses. Absolutely. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Right here in Lonoke County, Arkansas.
Your whole entire life.
There he is. This guy is an inmate beater.
I worked as a data tech
This is
for a
who
while.
JD and Ian Big support, and this dude took a big L because a real hero won.
Off topic, Whiteboy Locked In Radio said he's gonna pull up in about 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh
So,
shit!
That's what's up.
Let's go!
yeah.
And
Let's go! We got
I
Whiteboy Lockdown coming on. Let's go.
Shout
Let's
out to
go.
White Boy, and I sent Milk the link. I know it's random. I talked to him a few days ago. We'll see if he pulls up. Usually, if he sees Pino though, he probably ain't gonna pull up.
He not gonna pull up if he see me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Milk don't
Keep it
like.
up with you because I fuck with
He don't like to fuck with me.
you. Yeah.
Milk is the
country.
only. Hey, listen, real quick. Milk is one of the only YouTubers that's in like the prison genre that didn't go to prison. One of those guys, but he also doesn't have anything on his jacket that we know of, which is crazy. Like if we did, we would know. We would know by now. All those dudes from Hoover that validated him. Come on, bro.
Right. And you know what else? He's one of the most reoccurring guests ever on the YouTube Streets podcast. He's been up here many, many times.
But he can't fight. He can't fight, Ronnie.
Oh no,
Hey,
man!
somebody said why Pino. Somebody said why
his
Pino
way
got
out
so
of a
many
wet paper
ops.
bag, man.
I
know
don't
bitches
have.
that'll beat his ass.
I don't be having ops, bro. They just be coming at me. I don't have ops. I'm really a nice guy.
Fuck the ops and the cops.
Yeah, just play a little bit more of this video. I just want people to get an understanding who this is, and then we'll get on to the rest of the show. We'll be done with the topic. Let's go.
And I always knew my dad was a police chief in Beebe, Arkansas, which is just north of us in White County. Police chief in Ward, Arkansas. He was in law enforcement for a while, but when I was a kid, he drove a truck. And a lot of cops get out of law enforcement to go drive a truck. It's a quiet time, I guess. You don't have to deal with so many folks. Somebody asked me the other day, what's it like being sheriff? It's the best job ever and the worst job ever, all at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's Cabot, Arkansas is where I went to high school and elementary school, and this is where I'm from.
When you were a kid, did you know you wanted to be in law enforcement growing up?
Yeah.
From a young age, because of your father?
Because my dad, my brother was a deputy sheriff as well.
Is he an older brother?
He is. I have 3 half brothers and a half sister from my dad's first marriage. They're all quite a bit older. I think I was an oops because my dad, everybody thought he was my grandpa, and he was 44 when I was born. My mom was 33. So I was one of those uh-ohs, you know. My brother was a deputy sheriff and a local law enforcement officer in one of the cities, Ward.
Now, the difference between this guy and Grady Judd, you don't hear this guy putting away chomos. It's actually the opposite. This guy didn't put away the chomo that ultimately was the one that Aaron Spencer had to go handle himself. He had to go handle business. He had to go slide for his child.
And this dude just said he was a mistake. And I don't fuck with no cops, but I'm gonna just put it like that dude, what's his name? The one you just mentioned? The one in Florida. He don't play.
Grady Judd. So Grady Judd has some stuff on
Judd.
his jacket right now too. Grady Judd allow his officers, you know, they don't have body cams in Polk County. So when JD on, a big YouTuber, was able to record on the other side, and they were like not knowing that they were saying the N-word, they were doing, this is on video, this is on JD on's channel, and this is probably why JD delay, because he teased that he had an interview coming with Grady Judd. But I think, he might have fallen back.
I remember you played some shit back in the day that just blew my mind, that he a different type of dude, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
School district.
Crazy.
It's just the north part of the county. And over in White County is BB, McRae, and it's kind of the same dynamics. It's just a small town.
That's so interesting you said about your dad having you at a later age, because my dad had me at 50.
Yeah.
But he waited his whole entire life to have kids. He kind of did it reverse, and then he had my brother at 54. And now he's turned 78 this year. Yeah. What time period did you grow up in?
I was born in 79. I'm 43 years old. So I guess the late 80s and 90s.
Did your dad retire while you were still a teenager? Or?
No, when I was born, he was already driving a truck.
So he had retired by that point.
So, it's one of those things where you get out of law enforcement sometimes. It was a positive thing. There's no money in it in Arkansas. It's not like Midwest and up in New York and different places where they actually pay their law enforcement. And we're getting there now. It's taking some time.
I actually interviewed a former county sheriff a couple of weeks ago, Kyle Overmeyer. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his story, but he ended up going to prison.
Wow.
He was the youngest elected sheriff in the state of Ohio, and he goes to prison. And he was saying that pay at that time was like $50,000 or $60,000. This was like
why
the
is
early
fucking
2000s.
damn Ian Bitt
So
more
it's interesting to hear that
happier
perspective. And he was also had a
interviewing
father.
sheriffs than fucking damn DVS? Like, dude, look how perky he is.
Well, come on,
compared
man.
to
This
when
is
he
somebody that interviews fucking chomos and pedos. Like like that's worse than a fucking cop. Like, what the
Oh, I
fuck
didn't like
is
his
that?
smirk.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Ian Bitt questionable, bro. He questionable, bro.
On dogs.
Like, bro, you questionable, bro.
He worked with Mr. Beast too, another dude that
He
kind
a
of
little
supported
fruity in the booty. Yeah, on dogs.
some nasty stuff, bro. These guys are in some nasty stuff, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna get exposed. Everything in the dark will come to the light.
And the crazy part is all these guys used prison as they stepping stone to get notoriety and clout on YouTube, and then all of a sudden they just fucking with the police,
right?
And everybody okay with it. They just,
But
I mean,
ain't no real
not
street dude
only
gonna
is
fuck
you
with
fucking
Ian
with the
anyway.
police.
He was paying for protection. Come on.
Hold on, but not only is you fucking with the police, because there's some good cops out there, bro. You fucking with the police who beat inmates.
Them crooked cops.
You fucking with the crooked cops, bro. I done
Crooked as
been
the
on
letter S.
that side, bro, where they told me to cuff up, bro, and I put my hands out the beam flap and cuff up, and next thing you know, 4 officers fall in and beat me in handcuffs, bro. I done been on that side. I don't think neither one of these cats been on that side.
Nah, even out here in Boston, the cops is crooked as the letter S. You know how many times they cuffed me up and beat the dog shit out of me and straight left me there?
Bruh,
Like,
I know DVS been on that side. I know you been on that side, bro. There's no way I would sit down and be able to talk, bro. Do you know how many times, bro, I was powerless and I could not do nothing?
Right.
You know how many times I was powerless? The officers beating me or doing something to my food or doing something to me, and I was powerless. And in my mind, the whole time, I was like, boy, I wish I see you on the street.
Right.
Boy, I wish I see. Now you see the motherfucker on the street and you interviewing him.
Crazy.
The fuck?
Somebody said, why McLovin's cheeks so red? Listen, I don't know, man. They called him rosy cheeks for more than one reason. This is your boy, DVS. I see your silence. See, are you part of this Illuminati?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, he's silent.
Don't get the willing and dealing.
Let's move on. Let's move on, man. He's got the weird, bro. Let's get into this fucking weirdo, dude. This is another fucking weirdo.
Oh, yo, hey. What do we have here? What the fuck
weirdo.
this is here?
Vert Top. We call him Vert Top.
Weirdo.
Vert Top. He got a convertible top. He got a convertible top.
He said he got the drop top. That shit's crazy.
He got the windows up on with the top down.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So this is Dolly Vision, right? So this dude has been grifting off of the Nancy Guthrie case. First of all, he did a maneuver where he took, an AI image of. But this is the kicker. He has to put it on his website, and therefore he was actually planning on what? Am I breaking up?
No, you're good now. You broke up for a second, but you
yeah,
good
when
now.
you were talking about that AI thing, you might have to restate that.
Okay. So the AI, so he made an AI image, put it on a hat, put it on his website, and then he was alluding that he basically said he's going to be giving these away, but this is the kicker. He has to put it on his website, and he was going to sell these. He was testing the temperature. This is a form of grifting. He also did it because Whiteboy Lockdown Radio reported this. He went to Nancy Guthrie's where her house, and there's a banner there. All his super chats that were coming to him, and maybe people have a different opinion. Maybe I'm tripping, but the super chats are coming in, and he's writing on the banner what the super chats are saying. So he's basically saying, "Yo, give me a super chat, and I'm gonna write it on the banner for you." And this is a whole case. This is something you don't. This is why we don't do none of this stupid shit. We don't even have merch. I tell y'all, bro, I think we're honestly, and I'm gonna be real, we are the farthest from grifting. If anything, we might do clickbaity thumbnails for just to get watch ads. That's all we want, and we appreciate everybody that donates, man. But it's not what we. Yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't say this is. I would say this is motherfucking profiting off of potentially the dead, because we don't know if Nancy Guthrie is
and
dead.
I spoke about that, about the Wade Wilson case. You seen people profiting off of tragedies, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what a fucking grifter is, to be
She's
real.
kidnapped, right? Nancy Guthrie is kidnapped. We don't know where she's at. We
Yeah,
don't know
they
if she's
gave the
alive or
family has
dead.
gave up though. The family has
They gave up.
definitely.
All right,
I think they're acting like the tip. It's changed. Everyone,
Yeah.
time is. You know how time goes by. It's almost like the Sebastian Rogers case, which
They
is
started to
very
get
sad.
hopeless because at first, the last thing we heard, they had a reward up. I think it was $1 million, and then 100,000 for information. If I'm correct, I could be mistaken, but I think it was 100,000 for information and $1 million for the return. But that's crazy.
I talked to somebody that lives in that area, and they said that it was 45 minutes from the Mexican border. She was in Mexico. She is
White boy
probably
in the chat. My bad,
most
bro. Salute, white boy. Salute.
White Boy Lockdown Radio. Salute, man.
Pull up if you want to pull up.
Send him the link, Pino.
I sent it to him. He got the link.
Yeah, because we're gonna back you up on this Dolly Vision thing. I honestly agree that it's wrong. Pino actually agrees too. He actually said it's profiting off the dead instead of grifting. I think it kind of all aligns together, but it isn't right. He tried to do it with the merch.
Right.
It isn't right, bro. And we know it. And I'm gonna ask White Boy Lockdown about this because JLR and Bullhead Betty had a relationship, but this dude right here, he was part of the love triangle, if I'm not mistaken. And this dude is so jealous of JLR, by the way. He's very jealous of him. He threw a hissy fit and left the Nancy Guthrie scene because JLR, he made $1 million off this shit with JLR.
What kind of love triangle? His hair looked like a triangle. What the fuck kind of love triangle he involved in? That's crazy. Who the fuck? Like, what they got going on?
There's a difference between like doing research, doing your homework, doing actual content, interviewing people, getting other sides of the story.
Right.
There's a difference between doing that and making merch to profit off of tragedy.
Tragedy, right.
He doesn't just profit off of the dead. He also profits off other YouTubers. So he does this other channel called, I think it's called Turtle Island or something like this, right? And he uses Jumpsuit Pablo's name in this, by the way. Jumpsuit Pablo is very aware of this too. He looked at it as like a clout move, and he isn't going to respond to it. But he's basically, it's some kind of like fake contestant show, and people get eliminated. It's it's a form of grifting too, man.
Some weirdo shit.
All right, so we got someone backstage named the King of Common Sense. I don't know who that is, but let's put a banner up real quick.
The curtain.
Hold on, let me get a bigger. Yeah, let's do this one because they can't get through this brick wall.
Nah, not at all.
We've been porn bombed too much.
Not at all. Yeah. Shout out to the whole chat.
That's White Boy, man.
That's him.
What's up, man?
Up? Radio.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
What's going on, homie? Welcome to the YouTube streets.
Yeah, what's going on? I thought I had changed I must have not updated my StreamYard thing. But yeah, Dolly, man, he's a big grifter, man. I've been hearing what y'all been saying about him. He does this he exploits all these missing people, man. And every time he gets involved in these cases, the police get called on him. But he got arrested a couple years ago covering Quentin Simon for hitting this lady. They got it on camera and everything. And when he went up here to the Guthrie case, he grifted off his subs to pay. He always has his subs pay for him to go up there. And he ended up getting a police call at him this time because he got into a argument with literally Nancy Guthrie's neighbor and over a parking spot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yep.
So, every time this dude goes out there, the police are called, and he's just he's clown shoes, man. The dude is a complete grifter. His brother is a legit sex offender that literally, incest status. So like literally there's some grape situation going on a family member, but okay, so that would be his, people will say, okay, well that's, his people, whatever. It's not him. The problem is when you look the red dot up, he lives with it at his residence. Like the dude stays with Dolly. So it's not like a whole so how the hell are you going to look for these missing children when you legit are housing a red dot in your house who literally victimized probably what the charge is incest grape. I mean, do the math.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the dude is clown shoes, and like he's got these massive cult followers that call themselves turtles. He does this Turtle Island thing, like you were just talking about, where he just it's all cornball. The dude's a joke, and with the Nancy Guthrie stuff, he's like literally beyond grifted. You're talking about the super chats on the
You
banner.
brought up a great point. You said he's exploiting. It's exploitation. That's a perfect word for
Mm-hmm.
this situation like that caught my ears, and I'm like, yeah.
Let me ask you something, White Boy. Did he have a relationship with Bullhead Betty?
He banged Bullhead. Yeah, he banged.
He
It's in
said he
court
banged
documents.
Bullhead. That's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
in
he
court
banged.
documents.
Yeah. I got a short on my channel where people are reading the court documents because she, how she tries to sue everybody. Yeah, he banged her. He banged her for sure.
Said he banged. She banged.
The dude is the dude's he's just a clown. Like I'd have to be up here for hours to go through all his shenanigans. He's just like a joke. And he's such a clown, man. It's crazy. He also in the Nancy Guthrie stuff, when he went up there, his subscribers paid for him to go up there. He's doing all this weird shit, and he at one point in the case, like SWAT. Remember when SWAT team was called and like they ran up on that dude Carlos, who and it wasn't. Remember that guy with the
Yeah,
like
I
I
thought
guess
that was something to do with Upchurch, though. Carlos and Upchurch's beef.
No, this is like when they had the Nancy Guthrie like that doorbell footage come
I know
out.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know how the guy he has like weird eyebrows or whatever. So they like swatted like this Uber driver or whatever his house, and the dude didn't have nothing to do with it. But so this guy's listening to like the police scanner and all this shit, and he runs up on he's like trying to find out where SWAT's going. And this moron, he finds a car accident where the police have it all taped off and shit. And he thinks like this is like where the SWAT team going. It's a car accident, and he runs up to the scene, and he straight lies. I guess some car got flipped over by an 18-wheeler or whatever, and he's telling his subs that like the person was shot in the head and it was a murder mystery. It was all lies. It was all over Twitter. Even some news channel picked it up, and then they had to debunk his lies because it was just a straight car accident. But yeah, the dude's great. And then that was his like way to like get back out and go back home, because he doesn't do shit when he goes and grifts for these searches. He is literally streaming another YouTuber's content the entire time. JLR, yeah.
You got ammo on this motherfucker.
Oh, but I could literally talk about this dude for hours, like hours. I'm doing a little expose on him right now on my channel. I mean, I got a personal thing with him is like I'm gonna tell you, Streets, you gotta be careful because you're not playing none of his content, but he has a massive ego problem, and he'll try to strike your channel and all that, and he tried to do that with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if you ever get one of them, man, just counter it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You know how many people try to strike us and sue us and plug just behind the scenes, like handling that shit. So I ain't worried about nothing. I'm in the hood. I'm like, sue me for what type shit. But yeah,
He always says fight everything. I remember you saying that in the early days with Brian Laundrie case. Fight everything, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, he just copyrighted me, but like you know how it goes, right? With copyrights, if somebody puts one of them bunk copyrights on you, all you got to do is counter the claim, right? They'll take the video down for 10 days, but if you counter it, you push the issue. That means like so basically Dolly has 10 business days to go to bring me to court, and he's got to prove that I took his content and he took a loss and all this. He's not going to go through all that and pay all them fees for that. It's all bullshit. So but he's one of them dudes, you know what I mean?
When they have a history of doing that, their credibility goes out the window. It's like, how many times you gonna keep trying this shit? Like, you a common denominator. It's like you cry wolf, and then eventually people ain't gonna take you serious type shit. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and VA has a good point. You get their info too. So when they put a strikeout, they, most of the time, if they don't have an agent, they have to put, their
They end up
information.
vulnerable. Exactly.
VA's the man. He used to upload a lot. I wish he was still doing it. That dude, he makes good content. You ever try out VA's channel?
Oh yeah, man. Minor Mouse got rolled it up because of him and a lot of you guys, bro.
Yeah, VA. I was my first little YouTube beef. Me and him doxed each other. We went hard on each other. Yeah, and I ended up.
He said,
He's cool though. It was one of them things where it's stupid. Like y'all, I just misunderstood the dude, and he's actually cool. I fuck with
That's cool that
VA,
y'all
but
squashed it. You're able to take accountability and responsibility and dead that shit. That's what real men do. If you up here communicate, you talk it out like man. Like if it could be hashed out, we hash it out. If not, keep it pushing. Like so, I respect
yeah,
that.
I'm glad I went through it with him because he taught me a lot. You know what I mean about just how it gets. You know how it goes on the YouTube streets. It just happens all so fast when you're going through with somebody. You know.
No, it gets crazy. It get crazy.
Yeah.
We had our
But
own
Dolly, man, he's
experiences
a
in the past. We were beefing with everyone at one point, but you know how it goes.
fake strikes.
But so Dolly Vision, yeah. So this is the thing, right? All these women because he has gotten a lot of people recently. I think it might have been the Jack and Lily case or the Sebastian Rogers case, maybe one of these cases, but he's definitely getting bigger. And there's a lot of older women that are vulnerable and that's on his page. And that's why this awareness is important. They have to be aware that giving money to him isn't the right decision.
Let's play devil's advocate. Don't Jumpsuit Pablo do the same thing? Ain't his audience nothing but older women, and don't he lie to his audience?
He doesn't grift though.
No, he don't grift, but he do say that he got inside sources, and you can't.
I'll tell you what Jumpsuit did. Jumpsuit made merch in the Wade Wilson case, but he gave all of it to the victims and showed receipts on it. So it's not the same as Dolly. Dolly don't want to do that.
That's not the same.
So so what Pino's saying, like I honestly, I don't want to talk shit about Jumpsuits. I don't know too much about him, but I have checked out his channels, and I've been in Florida DOC. And the only thing I have an issue with is he'll be like, "Oh, Wade Wilson, special details. The inmate tells all." And I'm looking at the inmate, and I'm like, "Wait a minute! They don't sell that, and they don't sell that in the prison. That what you know what I'm saying? Everything the dude has on, it's just where's all this coming from? And it don't even look like Florida DOC in the background." But I don't know his source or whatever. You know what I mean? It could be a throw-offs. I don't know who he's got talking, so I can't really say it. But you know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about when he has the guy with the voice changers on there, right?
Yeah, man. Pino, you know what I'm saying? Pino, I know what you're talking about. Does that look like Florida DOC?
Nah, I'm gonna call Cap. I'm just gonna say, I fought with Jumpsuit. He's good people. I'm just gonna call Cap. You don't have inside sources. Let's start with the fact that Wade Wilson is probably going to be one of the hardest inmates to talk to in Florida Department of Corrections. He is currently on death row. He is housed away from every single inmate in general population. The only people he talked to is death row inmates. And
exactly.
Maybe the orderly can get a word or two in, but that's it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So when he has these dudes that are coming up with the secret information and they've been locked up, you see this guy has the towel wrapped around his head, everything that you see, that's not like Florida DOC. That's just not how it looks.
And on top of that, guys, this is Whiteboy Lockdown Radio. This is somebody that was actually locked in the same jail Wade Wilson was at. This isn't, and this is somebody that's
a credible source.
This is a credible source. We actually reached out to you. We reached out to him during the Wade Wilson cases. I wanted to get the same reaction, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah, facts.
The thing is, so it's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? But and like Pino said, whoever is the inside source or in this videos where the voice changes going down, it would literally. If that dude doesn't have a death sentence, then it's absolutely fraudulent. They're not going to have the dude could have life. He's still not going to be housed with Wade Wilson. You got to have a death sentence. You have to be sentenced to death to have any conversation with, unless
on death row, right?
Unless possibly he caught somebody going through the transit system when Wade got to the reception center or something like that.
Orderly,
but,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd have to be something like that. But I mean, like you watch these inside things, like these guys are, it's just wild. And I'm not up here to talk about the dude. I don't know Jumpsuit Palos. I ain't trying to shit on him, but like I don't know, just some of the stuff that's been said. It's just like I kind of agree with Pino a little bit because like even the gang affiliation and stuff like that. I've done interviews with like real people in Florida prisons who are part of organizations that Wade has shit all over his face, and it's just crazy to hear these inside sources. But whatever, to each his own, man. Maybe he does know, and I got it all wrong. I don't know.
Well, are you familiar with this? These two people that were running for sheriff. One killed a chomo, and one had a background of beating inmates.
I heard about the dude that killed chomo, but not the other guy.
So they Plug knows a bit more about the case, but apparently they ran against each other and for sheriff of the town, and one dude unalived the chomo for touching his 13-year-old and gained a lot of notoriety off that. The other dude was a cop in the jail, and he used to beat inmates, and there's records of him beating inmates. What do you think about people in the prison genre, because there's more than one? And I just want to ask you, because you're an original from the prison genre. Let's start there.
And another thing too, Whiteboy is one of the only prison dudes from Florida that doesn't have anything on his jacket. Like 1090 Jake, I remember you had a beef with him at one point, and I know you've seen all this stuff that came out with him. Like he tried to portray himself as the most solid person from Florida, but really it's these other guys that wasn't boosting up, because 1090 Jake got exposed by Byron Blake.
Yeah, I know. I watch Byron all the time. Listen, I got away from the prison genre because like a lot of everything you're saying, man, it's just it's all weird to me. Like I've been in Florida prison for years of my life. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Sorry to any 1090 Jake fans. There's no white bloods. If you're a white blood, you're breaking it off and you're paying the bloods. That's just how it goes. Pepino, am I lying?
Nah, that's a fact. I've never.
That's just how. This dude will tell you like he's just running shit, and that's just not how it goes, man. And if you want,
said that at one point, like they straight up said you can't rep this shit.
Yeah, but the thing is he actively claims stories of him being a blood in prison, and I can tell you from going to Florida prison that the bloods, they don't normally beef with other gangs. They beef with themselves. They
themselves,
clean themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a white boy that's saying he's blood, they're gonna clean him up that same day. They're gonna take him off the pound because they don't accept white bloods in Florida Department of Corrections. It's just either the east side, the west side, neither side accepts it.
And there's so many like off branches of the bloods. You got NPR, you got the bloods. And like he would literally he would be going through it like literally every day. I mean, it's just what Byron Blake says. It makes a lot of sense. He's got his card, but like with the prison genre, man. Yeah, for sure. But the prison genre is crazy. It's just back in the day, it used to be wild. It was like a whole different thing, man. It was off the chain. You know, it was wild, man.
It was wild.
Down now,
it's watered down now. It was wild. Oh, it was.
Well, you got this new generation that came from TikTok, the Juckkins, the JD Delays, the Jumpsuit Pablos, the Ian Bix, and these people have formed this prison genre Illuminati. It's smart that a lot of us, move to true crime like Pino, like Whiteboy. Whiteboy, I really like your content because it's more about the missing children. Like you really go hard, and they were treating Sebastian Rogers' mom like shit, and you stepped to the plate.
Word.
Yeah, I talked to her and her husband, and they're good people, man. They're cool. Yeah, I just try to branch off it. Like every now and then, I'll tell like with these cases, like one of these dudes goes to prison, like Steven Stearns. I'll give my opinion what happens, and if I listen, I stopped uploading prison content, but I still have stories and stuff. But at the end of the day, man, like when you do prison content, like you have to be realistic, right? Like you only see so much in prison. You could tell a lot of stories, you know what I'm saying? And for myself, I did everything on my channel on my prison content. They're all not my stories. This stuff that I saw, everything.
That's why a lot of people start telling other people's stories eventually when they run out of their own shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
I be
exactly.
that shit.
Yeah.
And then you hear these guys talk about they stabbed this, they stabbed that. You could pull up somebody's DR record. Like you could literally pull up someone's DR record and see like how they were living in prison. You know what I mean? Like, but it's wild. Like, you know, you could, none of these dudes got caught with no knives or none of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's wild, man. And the people that actually have, it's just like, because they're not, I don't know, man. It's like backwards to me. So I just kind of branched away from it. You know what I mean? It's just.
Well, I only judge you in your like a football player, white boy. Like when you were a criminal. Like now that you're a YouTuber, I know you kind of do you go off the rails. Like you don't give a fuck. You'll go pass flyers out. You'll get CPS involved. Right? Am I lying? Like you really will, dude. People fear you. People really fear you.
Yeah, I try to hurt their feelings for sure. You know what I mean? Absolutely, especially if they're scamming and shit. It's just fun. I like to do it. I've built a community, and it's cool. This the prison genre now is this. It's just the prison genre is. I don't know. I thought about going back to it, man. It needs some saving, to be honest with you.
Shit.
But
Shit! Let's go.
Hey, yo, you know
Let's
what
go.
I was gonna say? Yo.
I like and support Byron Blake. I like what y'all do too, because I think, you guys embarrassed that one dude. What's that Spanish dude's name with the Cuzzo? That he's a fraud, man. Like some of these dudes, they need to be called out because
I think he claims to be Italian, but yeah, good.
Hey, off topic. I think Cuzzo's back locked up. I don't know, but he hasn't posted. He was posting to Instagram every day, and
he said he'd been on Facebook, but I don't know.
He hasn't posted to
I'll be on
Instagram
there.
in a while.
Eric Costco, this is paperwork. Death refuses to read this. But salute to Death because he is the GOAT, man. He is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the original. Putting people on and shit.
Did you continue a relationship with Death after your interview?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I talked to Death. He's just I like Death. He's a good dude. He'll help you if you can. He'll put you on if you can. But he's kind of like paranoid.
Yeah. You know what?
He's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like
he interviewed a few of my homeboys from Massachusetts and New England, but after the whole 1090 and the Pinot beef and 1090 kind of surpassing him and kind of shitting on him and shit like that, he's a little hesitant when it comes to interviewing and putting people on because people not really appreciating what he's done for him and kind of feeling like he's been stabbed in the back just from what I've, him and I just chopping it up and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask one thing, right? When we gonna get that official White Boy Lockdown radio interview in? For you?
Oh, the life story. The life story, man.
Yeah.
That'd be
I'm
crazy.
down. Just let me know,
Hell yeah, word up.
Hell yeah, man. Now, okay, so Bullhead Betty, okay, she's got a lot going on too. I think she's going through the jealousy factor too with JLR glowing up. Like she's literally in real time watching JLR's channel explode. I remember at one point they were on the same level. Am I capping?
No, they were on the same level. You got to remember, like unfortunately, like I expose her a lot and shit, but I'm kind of responsible for all of them being on YouTube. Like when I met them out there in the Gabby Petito case, they were on Twitter heavy and Facebook. JLR has always been big on Facebook, but Betty wasn't even uploading on YouTube. And I remember like talking to them about it and shit. And then that's just what they did. And then people have they changed so much from when I knew them. They completely put an act on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like what you see on the internet is just not what it is in real life.
Yeah,
and
they fronting and stunting for the camera.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah. And
Hugely,
it's like
yeah.
with JD, it's like respectfully, it's like I look at him like a WWE character. Like he puts on a facade, he's up here yelling and shit. Like I don't know, it just seems too cartoonish.
The way? Yeah, he's got that. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, also like with another thing with the prison community, like with the dude JD, like I watch his stuff here and there, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the dude's like a little short guy, and he's talking about whooping everybody in the prison system and smashing all these chomos, and it sounds good for the internet, but like I really wonder like how much of that's true, you know. And if you question that because the dude got a lot of followers, you're automatically hating and shit. You know what I mean? But
Right.
just from being in there, it's just like I don't think that's how you were living. Like nobody is going around inside a prison like stomping out chomos on purpose. Like it don't go down like that. Like it's just, you know what I mean? You have a bad day, something you pick up the phone, call home, you get some bad news. Yeah, go smack a chomo. But waking up every day, just have a heart full of animosity, stomping. It doesn't go down like that. Like I've never seen that, man. And I've been in a whole bunch of
Living with them
camps.
is like,
Hey,
why would
hasn't
you
he
even
been?
be in the same? They should be in PC. They should be ran off the unit. Out here, it doesn't even. They don't coexist with the main population. Like you got GP and PC. They never in the same spot as the real ones.
I'm saying, hasn't he lied about multiple things? Like, haven't we already caught JD delay up on multiple lies? Like, didn't he say he went to federal prison at one point? Didn't he say he was incarcerated in Florida prison at one point? I'm pretty
He went to
sure all
county
these.
jail in Florida. He
He
didn't
did
go to
say he
prison
did
in
time in
Florida.
Florida up here on the YouTube streets when we had interviewed
Yeah,
him.
but I kind of remember like old videos. Something in my head is tickling my brain and telling me that I remember old videos of JD talking about Florida prison. I remember
Yeah.
videos. I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know what video specific, but there's a video of him talking like he was in Florida prison. Anyways, well, how can we take what you know before? Like I'm in a tough spot because like I kind of genuinely like the dude, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you're taking a cop side that beat inmates over a chomo slayer.
Right.
I can't
That's
take
crazy.
anything you say anymore with credit.
It makes you question his whole character. Like,
It's
let's
making
get
me
to that.
question everything. It's
Credibility.
making me
Yeah,
question everything, bro. Because
respectfully,
there's
yeah.
respectfully, and then the fact that you're saying you did not get paid for it makes me question it even more because it's
Right.
like,
Why
bruh,
even bring it up?
you didn't
Drop the video.
You didn't even get a bag for selling out.
Right.
Like,
It's literally called selling out, but
yeah,
I ain't bring nothing with me.
No body,
hands.
Nobody, nothing. All them people, they were just walking up. I ain't bring nobody.
Boston.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Oh man, this is like nostalgia right now. But no, man, I agree with y'all, bro. JD DeLay needs to come out with a statement or something of saying, you know, I fucked up. Like take some accountability because now your image is in question. There's a lot of stuff that this just opens the door now. Now we're like, what the fuck is
That's
going
a good
on?
point, Plug. I was
I'm
wondering if he was gonna address the situation at least. You know what I mean?
it kind of rubbed me the wrong way already that he didn't speak on. See, I seen somebody in the chat say earlier, somebody said, oh, maybe he doesn't want to speak on the Chomo Dylan Juckkins because he doesn't want to give Methica clout. And that's understandable. But you can still expose this Chomo named Dylan Juckkins without mentioning Methica Fent. You can expose him, his record, what he did in the interview without mentioning Methica. So the fact that you are choosing to, bro, this is an active Chomo that is living with 2 minor children.
And he's never been shy about talking about it in the past, regardless of who's involved.
This is an active Chomo who's going on YouTube, getting interviews from Ian Bick, living with a YouTube quote-unquote celebrity, Methica Fent, and her children who are minors, and you are a convicted Chomo. Not this is not accusations. This is not allegedly.
Oh hell no, man.
Yeah, you're EDP. I don't understand it.
So
like he's on a registry. This dude, the dude who we're talking about, is on a public safety registry in the state of Utah. He cannot make a social media account without reporting it. He'll go to jail if he makes a social media account and doesn't report it.
That's crazy.
Depending on what he did, he can't even use the internet. Depending on what he did.
Yeah,
well, I have the police report. I have the police reports and a lot of the court dockets, and apparently he's allowed to use the internet because he tells his probation officer or parole or SO officer, whoever is watching him, he tells them that he only does the content for tattooing. So apparently
But
they're
that's
allowing
bullshit.
that.
We got over 20 pages on his ass. We got
Yeah,
a whole
but he
book
was
on that
arrested.
bitch.
He was arrested in the past for having a Facebook that he did not register with his probation officer.
Crazy.
This is the type of individual we're
Wild as
talking about.
fuck.
We're talking about an individual who cannot even make a Facebook on his own free will for fear that he will talk to minor children.
That's crazy.
So,
And
Whiteboy, how do you feel about
house with your kids? That's crazy. My bad. Plug ahead.
No, you're good, Ron.
That
You're
blows
good,
my
Blue.
fucking mind, bro. You know what I mean? It's just
How do you feel about people like YouTube creators that are from the West Coast moving to Florida? And like, for example, Wes Watson, right? He's from California. Now he's in trouble in Florida. How would he do in a Florida system? You think that Wes Watson would align himself with the white organization that's known in Florida? I don't want to say their name, but the one that's known. Or you think that Wes is going to try to neutron?
I'll say it.
I think it's funny you say that. I was thinking about that, man. If he has to go do time, it's not going to be the same. Like it's so different. Like back in the prison genre, there's always been like West Coast politics, East Coast. It's so different. It's crazy. Like it's fucked up, man. In Florida, he's going to go in there and he's going to be so lost. It's not going to be nothing like West Coast. Personally, if I had to do time on the West Coast, from what I hear on YouTube and stuff, I think it'd be easier. Just the way they politic and stuff, separating all that. I remember doing an interview.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me on an interview one time if I whatever bunk up, if I went to confinement, whatever, bunk up with a black dude. I said, yeah. You can't refuse that. I guess on the West you can. Like that's a total culture shock. Like you can't say no to that in Florida. That's crazy.
In one way they think you bitching out, but in another political environment, it's like it's a no. So it just depends what state you in, really. And
So it's funny you say that. So you say that it would be easier West Coast. Is it because of the structure in how white inmates get treated in Florida?
I think for sure the West has got better structure. And I think that it would be easier, right? I'm just saying because from what I hear on YouTube, it would be easier the way that they're structured, all that stuff, right? In Florida, it's wide open, man. You got there's gangs you've never even heard of, man. You got the gays. There's multiple different homosexual gangs in Florida, and they will stab you up, man. They are not fucking off, man. And you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, you don't want no problems with them gay dudes, man. Like I'm trying to tell you, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's because in Florida we got these JIT camps, which everybody knows about, and there's so many young people getting in trouble, and it's ganged out in Florida, and it's not really structured. It's loose. It's wild. It's like you can't live in a dorm without witnessing politicking all day long. Like it's and all they get. It's just I can't even explain it. Pino, you have to help me with that one.
But
you know what I mean?
I'm already knowing, bro. It's crazy. You can't. You can't. It's bro. It's a different ballgame. Like I said the other day when DVS was on, and he was like, "They allow that." When I said that lifer that has 3-4 life sentences, he's actively looking for that chomo to make his girlfriend, and that's okay. And you better not say nothing to him because he'll stab you.
That's his bitch.
Yeah, that's his bitch. He chose a frail white dude who's a chomo. That's his bitch. You not for the bro. That is his girlfriend, bro. You not for the bro. The same way a motherfucker would kill you about their old lady on the street, them motherfuckers in prison will kill you about a piece of ass.
Yeah, they the slick talk. That's property like it's flip flops.
Yeah, kill you about a piece of ass, bro. I'm dead serious. And them gangs, them gay gangs that he talking about, they for real, bro. I've been to more than one compound where there was 4 or 5 sissies with life sentences who all met up on the rec yard together, and they were part of a gang. They rep some shit, whatever they wanted to call themselves, the OK, the TCM, whatever they wanted to call themselves. They rep that shit to the fullest, and you better not talk, bro. And they call each other. You know how like the Crips and the Bloods will be like, "That's my brother. That's my brother." They'll be like, "That's my sister," and you better not fuck with his sister. You better not fuck with his sister because if
let's
we
get
all
to that. About them
you
gay boy gangsters
got,
and all that
bro.
shit.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Bro, boom, boom, boom. They'll run down in your cell 4 or 5 deep and stab the hell out of you, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Bro.
And they say crazy shit. They say crazy shit. Don't make me put down my purse and pick up my wallet. And what the
they be wearing extra tight blues and shit. Like they'll get their blues from laundry and they'll get like an extra medium, bro. I'm talking about that shit be like this. They would get an extra medium pants and all that, and they'll be walking around the pound like that. They'll put fishnet on the motherfucker, bro. You can't say nothing to the motherfucker. You just gotta avert your eyes and keep doing you.
Does Wes Watson become a target though? Does he become a
I
target?
was gonna say. So back to your question, like he would be way better off on the West, right? Because if he was to even come to the East Coast and have to do time, and he tries to listen, white organizations in Florida, they ain't doing nothing on no pound. It's gonna be the Bloods. The Bloods really run Florida prisons. Some camps, Zoes,
I ain't gonna lie,
Latin Kings in some parts of Florida. You know what I mean? But if he was to join a white gang, it'd be totally different, man. And it's just not going to be how it was wherever he was doing his time. It's going to be completely different. Like even with numbers, you're way outnumbered. And most of the white gangs, they're all junked out anyhow. They the biggest ones smoking Tucci, owing debts. So when you start joining them gangs, you're fighting over the next drug debt and this and that. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But they ain't really doing anything, and that's just how it is. I'm just being truthful. That you tell somebody who actually went through that.
Got JD Delay in the building. Pull
Bro,
up.
I told pull up JD.
JD, because we want to know about the John Staley thing. If you can, I don't know if you want to come up and talk about it.
In the West End, Florida. JD said he did time in the West End, Florida. Send him the link. But look, with the whole white organization thing, and I've been telling y'all that, bro. In Florida, maybe on the West Coast,
they outnumbered.
You join a white gang on the West Coast, maybe you might have security and you might be respected and all that, bro.
And he allegedly already tied in.
When
So
you join a Florida white gang, there's only about 4 or 5 of them, and they're Unforgivens, and they're on every compound, but there's only about 4 or 5 of them.
But
they look out for each other. But one thing about them, I'm gonna tell you one thing about them, bro, is they fear the other gangs. So if the if the blood step to them and be like, "Hey, your brother did something that I don't like," they gonna stab their brother before they beef with the Bloods.
They gonna clean up to avoid a
they scared of other gangs, bro.
It's a
they don't want
game.
no
You know
problem.
what they say? It's a numbers game.
They don't want no problem with no Z's, no C's, no GDs. They the lowest numbered gang on the compound. I think there's even more Nietas on compounds than Unforgiveness.
If they do something to crash out, they're gonna do it to where it's in the cafeteria where everyone's getting cuffed up and they get shipped. But other than that, they can't. They have no numbers. So he'd be falling into that, and it's just totally different. You know what I mean? He would just have to do it because he's a big old swole dude, and you can't be neutral in Florida.
Right.
All right, so we got JD Delay up here, man. What's up?
What up?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you guys doing, man? Hey, Pino's 100 about Florida, man. It's the wildest shit I ever seen in my life. Coming from the West Coast, doing time, going out there, bro. Like them gays run wild game and shit like that. It's gonna be way different politics for Wes. He's gonna have a way rougher time, homie. I've said that the whole time, especially the way that he's like, you know, as far as like the way that the white gangs politic out there, specifically the Unforgiven. I know a lot of them cats, they're going to honor that green light that they have on him out here on the West Coast. So he's gonna have a hard time. I don't have a super long time to be on, man, but I wanted to jump on and just run down to you guys this whole thing with
go ahead,
the Aaron Spencer, John Staley thing. Listen, I support Aaron Spencer and what Aaron Spencer did. As a father on a real level, bro, like I would do the same thing. I'd throw my life away for my kids. Dude emptied a whole magazine. I wouldn't do it the way he did it though, bro. Like he ran that van off the road into a ditch with his little girl in there. I wouldn't have put my daughter's life at risk like that. He also emptied that whole magazine into that dude while she was but 4 feet away. I don't know that I'd have done that either. I'd have killed that motherfucker and I'd have gone to prison for it. But I'd know I was going to prison for it, dog, because like there's certain lines you can't cross. I know. See, the thing is that I can't say everything because I legally shouldn't know everything that I know about this case. And I can't put motherfuckers on blast who told me shit in confidence. But I will say this, like Aaron Spencer did what a good father would do. I don't agree with putting his daughter at risk, but I would 100% do it. But John Staley has been a sheriff who he's got controversy, bro. You tell me you never wanted to slap an inmate? You tell me you've never seen a cop beat the shit out of an inmate? I've seen cops do way worse, bro, when inmates were getting crazy. But he's
cops fucked me up on the street.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I got trauma from that shit, bro. Like I was in a youthful offender prison and I've been caught fighting another inmate and had the police pull us both to the back so they could slap the fuck out of us multiple times. Like hurt us, like slap us.
Yeah.
But I'm not into the political thing. My main question for you, and I know you wanna avoid the unspoken one who's always on her kick over there. We don't even have to name her. We'll use her co-star name, Methica Fant. And I know you don't like talking about her. But Plug mentioned that you didn't want to talk about the Juckkins thing because of Burner. But dog,
I alluded to it because Burner, it's an open case, and Burner wants to be the one to expose him. Go ahead.
This is rubbing me the wrong way, JD, because you as well, all the whole prison community. When Minor Mouse came to YouTube, we ran his bitch ass off. We ran his bitch ass off of YouTube, and now we have this chomo named Dylan Juckkins who currently lives with Methica Fent's 2 minor daughters,
her kids,
her kids, and he's doing interviews on Ian Big. So I was expecting, it kind of let me down. I was expecting you to come with like you don't even have to talk about Methica. I want his face all over YouTube and listed as a chomo. I want as many people to know that this dude is a chomo. That way, if somebody is around Methica and her kids and knows, they can keep an eye on this shit.
Right.
So, and you got a 100% good point, bro. And I agree with you that I need to speak out on that. And not even on no Methica shit, bro. I ain't got nothing for Methica. You know that she fucking runs her fucking dick sucker about me constantly on some lies and some bullshit, bro. I don't want to give her more fucking traction by giving her shit to say about me. Like for her, it's a clout game, dog. And I'm not going to fucking wrestle with some fucking weird ass clout goblin and give her more fucking shit to get views on. Cause that's all she's about, bro. But that's why I don't want to speak on her because
you're gonna address it though.
I got a question. I got a question for
she wants
JD.
that from me. But as far as talking about him, yeah, 100%, dog. The thing is that Burner's involved in a legal case and can't say anything. So I wanted to like do like a big thing about it. But then Ian Bick didn't even know that dude was with Jessica. Didn't know dude's charges. Dude hit him sideways with that shit when he got there, and all of a sudden he's pulling fucking Jess up on a FaceTime like, this is my girlfriend. And he was like, oh, because like Ian swerved having her on. He'd have swerved having that dude on if he'd have known.
But yo, hold on. Let me just
and you say
we've had Ian on this podcast a year ago, and Plug asked him straight up, would you ever interview a chomo? And he said yes.
He said yes. Yeah.
So it's like the white, was it the soft white underbelly like lane? You know?
Right.
Yeah. And look, man, like,
which I don't agree with it, but go ahead.
Right.
Listen, you guys understand that Ian Bick is not like a convict. Ian Bick is not a criminal. Ian Bick don't got that in his blood. Like Ian Bick went and he did Mr. Beast. You know, I turned down Mr. Beast and then Ian took it. I stood on my principle, but Ian doesn't have that same set, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like expecting somebody when they get their car stolen that's a civilian not to call the cops.
Right.
That's how I view that shit. Ian's my friend. I don't expect him to come out and fucking thug up on everything.
Right.
You know?
Hey, you said you did time in
He
Florida,
admits he paid for
JD?
protection.
Yeah, dog. Only county
You did?
though. Only
Oh,
county.
you never went to prison? Okay,
I
never
never
mind.
went to prison. No, I didn't go to prison. I've been in a few of the county jails there though, and it's way different, dog. Like even just I could tell just from being in county jail, and like a lot of my friends, like the majority of my friends out there in Florida did time in prison and shit. You know.
Back to John Staley real quick because that's what we're kind of covering. So do you think you were on the wrong side of the coin on this situation?
No, I don't, and let me explain why. Because John Staley has this program that he started, where he's getting people with 40-year sentences, 60-year sentences, 30-year sentences off of doing any time through going through this program in his county jail, where they're getting drug treatment that's proven to work. He's got proven drug treatment that works, and he's hiring people that are felons and that are recovered drug addicts to come work in the jail to help people to get through their addiction and to get into recovery. And he's saving people crazy sentences that are repeat offenders. We're not talking about people like, oh, I got a DUI and I might go to jail for a year. We're talking about people who've been through the prison system in Arkansas multiple times. I've seen the work that he's doing. Aaron Spencer is probably going to prison. I hate to break this to you guys, but unless the jury pulls some old, like, we just ain't gonna do it shit, which could happen, but like by the letter of the law, what he did, he's going to prison, dog. Like I know shit about this case, and you know as well as I do, when you run up on somebody that's unarmed and you shoot them and empty a whole clip, then you get on top of their body and you beat their face in with a pistol. That's a hard sell for self-defense on an unarmed man, dog.
Right.
So say he's sheriff. Now, what happens when he gets convicted of that felony? He goes up, no matter what amount of time he is, he can't be sheriff with the felony no more, bro. So who gets elected sheriff at that point, dog? Well, that's going to go, instead of being up to the people to be able to vote, that just goes to the local fucking Arkansas government to pick anybody that they want to put into place. And I don't think that represents the people. I think that the people of Arkansas need to be able to elect who they want. Now, they chose Aaron Spencer. I respect that. But I think it puts them in a sticky situation because the local government can literally just throw any asshole they want in as sheriff, you know?
Right.
Don't get me wrong, bro. I support what Aaron Spencer did. I would do the same thing, but I would wear 3 pairs of underwear and 3 pairs of socks because I'd know that I'd be going to sit down for a while, dog.
Well, you brought up a good point that I think a lot of people miss. That
I think that we need to change the laws to where if you catch some pervert with your fucking kid, you can take him off the planet.
Yeah, I said the same
I think you should be able to do it publicly. I think that if somebody's convicted of hurting a kid, you get one fucking appeal, because sometimes bitches are scandalous and they be lying. We all know. I mean, come on, like we're just talking about somebody who's scandalous, who throws whack cases against innocent dudes. But you know, you get one appeal. You lose that appeal, bro. We take you behind the courthouse and we make it a public thing. Put that bitch on pay-per-view, raise a little money for victims. You can use a rope, you can use a wood chipper, you can double tap, whatever the fuck you want to do, bro. Let the parents and the family of the kid decide what method they get executed. Run that shit so that everybody in the community sees it and knows, and the next person who looks sideways at a kid goes, I don't really want to get a brazen bull or a wood chipper, or me versus a steamroller. I'm not going to touch that kid.
Yeah,
I'm with the shits on all that, bro.
How can he not be a sheriff with a felony if our president has a felony?
You don't need a gun to be a president, dog. You have to be able to have a fucking
owns
pistol.
a gun. Our president owns a 45 ACP custom made with his name, Trump, written in the side, and it was never turned in. It's his gun. He owns it.
I can't call that, bro. We all know it's all corrupt as a motherfucker anyway, bro. But
I will say, like, JD, you coming up here is very, I will say, it's very respectful, because you know we're not. This isn't a bash. We're not talking about anything else but this situation. You know what I mean? And we just disagree with you. For you to come up and to give your argument, and you're actually standing on there. And honestly, we got to respect it. But I will say this. So all the other accusations with John, I think here's even like just accusations with women, right? There's nothing on. I seen the accusations, but I haven't seen anything on paper. Is there any red? Let me ask you this: you met the guy. Is there any red flags? Does he give you that vibe?
No, dude. And here's the thing. Everybody's saying I got paid for that, to do that video for him and everything. I called him and asked him, bro. John Staley wrote me a letter when I was facing a year in county for that DUI just recently, from the DUI from 2013. He hit me up when he found out about that, and he wrote me a letter vouching for my character. Me and him are like, we're friends, dog. Like, every time I go to Arkansas, I go to his jail and I speak at his PAC program. I believe in the dude. I've never had a red flag from the dude. He gave me full unfettered access to his jail, except the one ward where he keeps the fucking chomos. I have an interview with him that, unfortunately, half the interview was on Ian Bick's old production company. They filmed it on their camera and I never got it. But we talk about chomos. We talk about how much he fucking hates chomos. He's known Aaron Spencer for a long time, homie. He don't want to see Aaron Spencer do time, is the thing. He didn't want to have to arrest him. He understands as a parent.
Right.
Like 100%, he was in a bad situation. But bro, like, you can't not do your job when somebody commits like what's legally defined as a murder. He called the prosecutor and was like, do we have to arrest him? And the prosecutor was like, yeah. You know what would have stopped that whole situation? If judges stopped letting pedophiles back out on the streets while they were facing trial. That judge hadn't let that fucking pederast back out onto the fucking streets, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And Aaron Spencer's daughter wouldn't have gone through that, and Aaron Spencer wouldn't have gone through that, dog. I think we need to start opening investigations into these fucking judges as to why they think it's a good idea to let pee-pee touchers back out on the playgrounds.
Yeah. And when they still got people in prison for weed and all kinds of other bullshit. But I think you made a good point, right? Because it's his right to take revenge.
I lose your guys' audio?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear nothing.
I can hear you.
Yeah, Ronnie was cut. Now you might not be able to hear Ronnie. Go ahead, Ronnie, real quick.
I was just saying, I think he made a good point. I think it's homeboy's right.
I still can't hear Ronnie, brother.
To take revenge, but
Ronnie, I love you, but I can't hear you, bro.
Hold on, I'll come back in and come back out.
Is it just me? Can you guys hear Ronnie?
I can hear Ronnie. I can hear you too. It might.
Sometimes StreamYard's been doing that though, where one person might not be able to hear it. Ronnie just has to go in and come back. But
I apologize, Ronnie. I love you, dog.
Yeah. So man. So Aaron Spencer won. How do you feel? How I wonder have you talked to John since this?
No, I haven't, bro. I know he's got to be feeling his feelings. I'll talk to him at some point about it. I wish Aaron Spencer all the luck. I hope he gets off for this. And I hope that he, not only do I hope he gets off, but I hope that they use this in a way that changes laws so that fathers have more rights legally to defend their kids against pedophiles.
Exactly. And that's the point I was trying to make. Go ahead.
I hope that this opens shit up to where we take a look at this shit. I wish the best for him. I wish the best for Lonoke County. I wish that we would change laws where dads can do this shit and it not be against the law. But I worry at this point if he does get hit, which I've seen the case, dog. It's bad. It's bad. And there's things about the case that when he goes into trial, they can't say he was a pedophile. They can't say he abused his daughter. They can't say that shit. You know why? Because that dude was still facing trial and he wasn't convicted. So none of that can be brought up in court.
Shit.
Wow.
You know how fucked that makes that case, dog?
Fucked up. That's fucked up.
He can't say that he molested his daughter. He can't do none of that shit. None of that shit's admissible. So it's just, all they can talk about is that night.
Right.
And there's other things I can't talk about that case.
Right.
But it's not going to be a kidnapping, dog. So it's going to look real bad in court to a jury that he emptied a full clip and then pistol whipped his face in, because he's not going to be able to run that he molested my daughter angle. It was never proven in court, homie. It's a hard battle to win.
Yeah. And the point I was trying to make, right? We all agree that he has the right to take revenge after what happened to his kid, right? But what a lot of people probably didn't know is that, like you said, in doing so, he endangered another child. Maybe not everybody knew that, but maybe at that point he didn't give a fuck because of what happened to his child. You never know what's going on in his.
I think he just endangered his kid, right?
No, brother. Yeah, it was his daughter that was in the van. It was his daughter, so he endangered his own daughter.
That's crazy.
But when you're mad like that, you're seeing red. He's probably
Black.
a no
Yeah.
shooter, you know. So he's being
Well,
careful. I don't know.
dog, he's a combat veteran. I respect the man wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly, I respect the man. He stood on fucking business.
Yeah, it just could have been a lot more tactical.
It could have been a lot more tactical. And honestly, we have bad laws, and that pedophile never should have been back on the streets.
Facts.
This is a bad situation all around. If he gets hit, it's a bad situation for Lonoke County. I pray for the whole situation. I pray for everybody involved, dog. You know?
Respect. We respect you adjusting this shit for real, pulling up.
Yeah, dog. Well, man, I don't run from nothing, and I love y'all.
Y'all wait for shit. We would talk about that. You know, you've been up here several times. Every time there's been a debate, you came up and addressed the shit. So respect.
Yeah, even Ian's been on the hot seat too, man, with the whole interview.
I'm glad you addressed the Juckkins thing with me.
I'm with you on that, dog.
Because that shit was rubbing me. I was like, man, why the fuck? You could ask Plug. I called Plug behind the scenes, and I was like, why the fuck, JD? I need you to call JD. Why he ain't talking about this? What's going on?
Because we low key look up. You the wood chipper, bro. It's like
you
the big, you the homie. Like we respect the fuck out of
you
that.
the Chomo Slayer on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we were expecting that to come. So
right.
Yeah, and I expected this case with Burner and Methica to be up sooner. And you know, like she keeps dragging shit out. And like right now, he's got a protective order, bro. She can't even mention his name.
I read the protective order. It's a 3-year protective order.
Yeah. So, but he can't.
Yeah.
He could say whatever he wants, but he wants this case to be closed. So we was just going to come out and we was going to talk about the whole situation once the case was closed. And but yeah, no, I could definitely. I really didn't even think about it. I've been doing a lot on this other tip and less on the whole prison side of thing. And like the Epstein files sunk my mental health, bro. When I read that shit, dog, like when I read them talking about taking kids' teeth out so they wouldn't bite and, you know, eating kids' insides and shit, bro, it like broke my mental health, dog. So like, I just was hyper focused because I'm ADHD and I'm a little bit fucking probably, I don't know if I'm retarded or autistic or something, but I hyper focus on things.
I'm gonna make your job easy. I'm gonna send you 20 pages of paperwork on Dylan Juckkins. Dylan Alphen Juckkins is his name.
Yeah,
and we don't expect you to talk about Methica. We know she's a clout hungry bitch. We don't expect you to even mention her, give her a mention. But this dude, Dylan Juckkins, needs to be blasted. People need to know about him, and he's a tattoo artist. He has multiple people coming in his shop a day. Dude, it's bad. And that, I mean, the fact that we're starting with that he's living around 2 minor children is enough. When I send you this paperwork, I'm pretty sure it will inspire you to do a video even more on Mr. Dylan Juckkins, because the paperwork is disgusting. He's a disgusting individual. And he's actually done this more than once. He actually has 2 different charges. So he's actually done this more than once.
Okay.
So yeah.
Send me that shit, Pino. I appreciate it, dog.
Got you.
I gotta jump off, man. I got the kids to put to bed. They got school in the morning and everything.
Pulling up, man. Salute.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. And just know that, like, from the bottom of my heart, I want what's best for Aaron Spencer. I support what Aaron Spencer did. I just am looking at this like politically and then like legally what he's dealing with. And I just want to see a bad situation not get worse. And I hope that he gets through this and doesn't get convicted of a fucking thing and that we change some laws. I also know that from my experience, what John Staley is doing for the people that are like struggling with addiction in Lonoke County is a real good thing. And the recovery coach in me loves to see that shit because I don't see that where I live. And I don't see that in a lot of places in Florida where you could go to jail for 6 months and then do treatment for 6 months on the streets and avoid a 60-year prison sentence. That's fucking crazy. It's unheard of. And we need that in every county because there's a lot of people who suffer from drug addiction like I did who could change their lives and they could get back with their kids, get back to being taxpayers, get back to, you know, contributing to society instead of sitting in a fucking prison, you know, getting beat up and butt fucked. So
no doubt.
Yeah, and I think what people are upset about JD is the promoting the other guy because they have so much love and everyone supports Aaron. When you go, it's not just like you support a guy. You went and did a whole was that an ad for his channel or something?
I made a video for him, bro.
Oh, you made a video for him. Okay, yeah,
I made a video for him.
That's why the people are upset, but.
That's fine. People can be upset, bro. I'm going to stand up for what I think is right every single time. Not everybody's going to agree with me. And it's not why I do videos.
Yeah,
I don't do videos. This ain't a popularity contest for me, bro. I talk about what I think is right.
Right. Even though I don't know if you talked to Alaska Avenger, but he's been he's definitely on Aaron's side too. And it's good. It's okay to disagree on stuff,
Right.
Yeah, I respect Jason and I respect Jason's opinion. Jason doesn't know the facts of the case like I do.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I respect what Aaron did, and I'll say that over and over and over again. I support what he did. I think it's a bad situation, though. So,
right.
All right, I'm out, you guys. Big love and respect.
We appreciate you pulling up. Peace.
Have a good night, JD. Have a good night.
Anytime, y'all. Stay blessed.
Yo, so that right there, him just pulling up and addressing it.
He took his L like a man, but let me say this because people in the chat are upset saying you're like glazing. Okay, so that's one topic. He came up and addressed that topic. He actually addressed two topics because Pino brought another thing up. But I'm gonna be the one that's gonna cover JD Delay for the rest of the time until I get killed, right? And I say this because the prison. I forgot that's one thing I could have mentioned tonight. The prison John Illuminati, but there's going to be other stuff that we're going to cover along with his case. I'm going to do a documentary. He's the biggest prison YouTuber, and I cover prison, so I have to do it for you guys. I'm not compromised. This is one topic, but he handled it like a man, though. He took his L like a man.
Exactly, and he addressed it, and that's all I was looking for, right? And it's like this, like. He addressed the shit and he stood on his shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, but my point is, my point is
Whiteboy Locked In Radio for coming through too, man.
And the person in the chat doxing me. Listen. The person doxing me in the chat. I'm not even in Ocala. I'm outside Ocala, so get your town right. You're going by what Jimbo Slice said. I'm near Ocala. You're close to the area, but you don't even got that. If y'all want
for the people in the chat, when we have guests up, we try to let them speak. You know what I mean? Let them get their shit off. That's the
whole point. We are called the YouTube streets. We're not called Byron Blake. You know what I mean? We're not called. Listen, everyone comes up on the panel. These people in the chat, you guys are talking shit, but nobody's coming up. Like, with the link has been in the chat, and if I have to drop it again, I don't know if you guys know how to use that, but go back and get the link. You know what I'm saying? You talk a lot of shit. Come on up and talk your shit.
Let us know what you think.
I'm from Broward County, Florida.
And I agree with that, Liz, and I agree with Kim too. I agree that we are pro Aaron Spencer, and listen, I think he's in a spot where he had to double down. I think that guy's, obviously he said he knows shit with the case.
Right.
But this is the thing. This goes back to the AZ question with Jay Williams.
Right.
Would you slide this? Doesn't it, Ronnie? This dude did that. This dude did that.
Well, that's what you gotta do, bro. That's what a father does. We protect and provide. But I was kind of reading his body language at the same time, and you could tell he had his arms crossed. He was a little defensive. He was protecting his vital organs. You could tell he was keeping shit close to his chest, type shit. He didn't want to say too much. He was detaining some information he couldn't speak on too much. Maybe allegedly he knows a lot more about the case than other people, and he had to keep it close to his chest, type shit. You know what I mean?
And I just want to say too, because there is some stuff in there dropping doxing. All right, first of all, I'm in Florida. I'm not a felon. I'm registered, and you can go to every spring in Florida with your gun. You will not get searched. So don't play none of that shit. Because it's not the person in the chat. They brought it up or whatever, but I've been getting trolled behind the scenes, and I just want to put that it's not you, are you, Barty? I don't want you to feel type of way, but you brought it up. I'm just mentioning what's behind the scenes, but it is what it is.
Only boxing.
Hey, listen, I'm in Broward County, Florida. You can Google me. You can find me. You can come by. Swing on by.
Boston, Mass, baby, right
swing
there.
On, swing on through.
I'm a registered gun owner, and you don't even have to
I'm
be
not
registered. Listen,
registered.
my bad. I'm not registered that way. Whoever put that in the chat, I'm a registered gun owner. You can search my name. I'm not like. Don't even try
Like I
that shit,
always
man.
say, I
I'm
got pit
not.
bulls and pistols. That's just a rap. I just got bars when I say I
But
got
that's
pit bulls
Pino.
and pistols. Come if you want.
Ask Pino. You don't even have to.
Hey, listen,
You can go to a gun show now, get the gun the same day, and
it's open
you can
carry in
hold,
Florida. It's open
bro.
carry. Open
Open
carry in
carry.
Florida.
You don't
Hold
need
on,
it
let's talk
registered.
about this. Hold on, let's talk about this. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna send it to my computer right
Man,
now.
the only time you pulled up was on 1090. Shut up.
So listen, so in Florida right now, the first case just got overturned in the appellate court for a Second Amendment violation for a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Hot damn, y'all ain't even paying attention. So much shit going on, Iran and shit like that. You know what that means? That means any non-violent felon in the state of Florida who gets convicted for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon now has a loophole in their case. They found a unconstitutional Second Amendment violation. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to the computer right now. I'm gonna let y'all watch it.
The person in the chat
Crazy.
that's still saying the same shit. It's funny, right? We're still going to be on the same energy, and we're still going to be covering JD for the rest of the time. So, you're going to be here watching. So it's irrelevant to anything you're saying right now. Oh my
But
gosh,
yo, we've had videos in the past, right? Plug had the whole thumbnail, the title with the whole what was it? The police body cam
he did a
footage with
Jay Williams.
JD. Yeah,
He
he
did it
pulls up.
like Jay Williams got confronted with the Domi situation. He pulled up like a man and addressed it. Now,
Right,
if you agree with it or don't agree with it, that's for you guys to decide. It's
right,
our job to platform these people or give them a chance to
exactly.
speak, and
But
that's
my
what we
point
do.
is, if you address it, I respect it. Point blank. We was up here talking about it prior. Like, I hope he addresses it. He pulled up. He addressed it. I respect it. Period.
Now, there's some other stuff that maybe JD. I think his old videos. Let's start there. Like JD has old prison videos of him talking about his cases, and that's what we're going to be getting into. We're going to be getting into a lot of the stuff that he talked about already,
Right.
and then you'll see like the story of JD Delay. New Age Plug will be the one that will produce and put that out on YouTube Streets. Ronnie Blue Eyes knows that we're gonna have that shit, bro.
You know.
It's coming.
Hey, so I don't know if the video is gonna run smooth, but I'm gonna read the appellate court decision. So this is the video. If y'all don't know where to find it, just type in the firearm firm. It's Florida's game-changing move on felon gun rights. It was just uploaded a couple days ago because this just happened in the court system, and I'll go ahead and pull the file up right now, right here. All right. So this is Christopher Morgan versus the state of Florida. State of Florida's notice regarding its position and motion for leave to file supplemental brief. The state previously filed an answer brief taking the position that appellant Christopher Morgan was properly convicted of being felon in possession of firearm. On further reflection, the Attorney General is of the view that the conviction violated Morgan's Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Properly understood, the Second Amendment permits the government to dispose felonies whose convictions indicate that the felon is dangerous, but not merely all felons as a categorical matter. The Attorney General thereof notifies the court of this amended position in advance of oral argument scheduled for Monday, February 16th, 2026. So basically they found this dude who was convicted of being a felon in possession of a firearm, went to the appellate court, and the Attorney General for the state found it unconstitutional because he was a nonviolent felon. That's big, bro. I don't think y'all know how big that is, bro, because this happened in New York and it happened in California already. So now it's happening in Florida. So what's going to happen is it's going to give gun rights back to nonviolent felons.
Right.
And 100%, all my kids, that wasn't playing, right? Someone in the chat, oh, that's a play. That ain't no fucking play.
If
That
you
ain't no
don't
fucking
believe
play.
that's what's going on, we could play the video. Let me go ahead and play the video. Sorry to
Well,
cut you off.
we're talking about two different things, but yeah, go ahead. I'm just saying, bro. They're trying to say it's a play. Listen, they ain't no fucking play. This shit wasn't planned out. Honestly, we had a whole different live plan, and then we were obligated. We had to fucking cover this because Aaron just won. We had to cover it, and then it just falls in line. Listen, he came up and he took his L like a man. What else do you want? This person in the chat, if you had such an issue, the link was there. You could have came up. So nothing else should be spoken. You're trash. Go ahead.
Trash.
Channel. I'm attorney James Phillips, and today we're talking about how the state of Florida has changed its position when it comes to certain felons being in possession of firearms. I'm specifically talking about the case of Christopher Morgan versus the state of Florida. Here's what happened. Christopher Morgan had a single prior felony conviction from Pennsylvania in 2007 for carrying a firearm without a license. That was his only conviction. No violent crime, no robbery, no assault, no domestic violence, no drug trafficking, just plain old simple carrying without a license. Moving to 2022, during a routine traffic stop in Florida, Morgan informed officers that he had a firearm in the center console of his car and that he had a prior felony conviction. He was arrested and then charged under Florida statute 790.23 for possession of a firearm by a felon. Morgan challenged the law as unconstitutional both facially and as applied to him. The trial court rejected his argument, and he eventually entered a plea preserving his right to appeal the court's denial of his motion and was sentenced to 2 days in jail with time served. He then followed through by filing a timely appeal, and when the state responded in their brief dated September the 30th of 2025, the state took the position that Florida statute 790.23 did not violate Morgan's Second Amendment rights. However, earlier this month, they changed their mind. In a filing dated February 13th of 2026, the Florida Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, notified the court that upon studied reflection, the conviction violated Morgan's Second Amendment rights. The state wrote, properly understood, the Second Amendment permits the government to dispossess felons whose convictions indicate that the felon is dangerous, but not merely all felons as a categorical matter. That is a dramatic shift. Not all felons. The state now says only dangerous felons. The Attorney General concluded that Morgan, as a non-dangerous felon, retained his right to keep and bear arms, and that the state must confess error and urge the court to reverse the conviction.
All right, we get the point, Pino. We get it. Thank you so
get
much.
what that means. It opens up a fucking loophole for the whole state, basically.
It helps your case.
Well, they're not just my case. There's hundreds of cases all over the state of Florida. It opens up a loophole for non-violent felons.
Okay, I want to say this, man. Lush One, it might be because they're already, the Reddit's already calling Lush One a rat because his MacArthur Park just got hit with a Rico. 18th Street gang members arrested in an FBI takedown. Right, Lush One has been saying every fucking No Jumper episode that he's getting his drugs. You know, all the drugs are at MacArthur Park, bro. He made it hot. He made it hot for these dudes.
That's crazy.
Now another fucking dude from No Jumper that needs to get fucking smashed up, right? This dude thinks this is funny. Throw back to my last ride on Epstein's plane. RIP the GOAT. Can somebody please handle this dude? Like all these trolls in the chat. You come here and troll us, right? And we put on a great show. This dude is calling Epstein a goat, and you ain't saying nothing about it. Go do some work, man. Put an order 88 or order 66 on this dude.
Look at his face, bro. You could tell he's a whole weirdo. He might not even be joking. This motherfucker is a weirdo. He's smoking.
And I don't mean to go do that. Never mind. That was all a hyperbole. I was just joking.
Yeah, it's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's a song I got. Pit Bulls and Pistols. Find that shit on SoundCloud. It's all entertainment.
Yeah, because they could definitely yeah. But anyways, this dude's channel is Pot Lord. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, you go over there, give him a hard time because he's a weirdo. Why he's holding a glizzy? Okay, Wade Wilson update. Let's go to this. Inmate Wilson received another disciplinary report, extending his no disciplinary confinement out until mid-June. Respectfully, Amy Feo. So this dude got another one.
Damn. That's crazy.
60 days in
Another
the
one.
box. 60
Another
days in
one.
the box.
He's an idiot, bro. He
Hot
doesn't
dog
even
is
deserve it.
crazy.
He doesn't even deserve to wreck in fucking death row. He deserves to be in a fucking cell looking at a wall.
60 days in the box.
60 days in the box, bro. Fucking idiot.
Shout out to the whole chat. You know that. Hold that. Hit that like button if you like something. We appreciate you. YouTube streets. What happened to DVS, man? Would it get
He
too
could,
late?
he couldn't hang with the big dogs tonight, man. We are wrapping up the 2 hours. We are wrapping this up, man. Blue, what else do we need to talk about, man? Well, you want to talk T.I. and 50 real quick? 50 say he's coming with that documentary, boy.
Oh, that's crazy. They've been throwing shots at each other for a minute. Like, it's getting hot now, though. They were supposed to do a versus, allegedly. T.I. was talking about they was going to do a versus, and it didn't go through. 50 allegedly agreed to doing it and then didn't do it. I heard T.I. talking about that on the podcast. But, yeah, man, they're throwing shots at each other. Someone else said that T.I.'s own son, you know how 50 plays dirty. We all seen him link up with Rick Ross's BM and chilling with the kids and shit, like also Mayweather and all that. So I
Yeah,
heard
man.
something
So
about
if people
T.I.'s
don't
son
know,
posting his paperwork saying he's a snitch. The son came.
yeah, actually, I had Zebby look into that. We're still trying to figure out if that paperwork's real.
Right.
It's not looking real. Tasha K put it out, but I will say this, man. Uh, Ti and Tiny had allegations of doing some crazy stuff. Corrupt might need to address this because
For
Corrupt
real?
has been riding hard for Ti, but it's accusations. Now somebody said, you know what? They're going to be able to sue if 50 does a documentary on these accusations, right?
50's
Well,
undefeated though. Like you
this
can't
is the
play with him.
thing. This is the thing. He's like you just said, he's undefeated, and he just did a Diddy doc where majority of that shit Diddy didn't get convicted for. It doesn't matter. Dude, this is gonna be another movie by 50. I think this is why he went silent. He's like, you know what? You want to make a shirt with my dead because that's what Ti's son did. He made a
Right.
shirt of 50's dead mother on it. It never needed to get to that far.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It never needed to get that far. I know that 50 talked about their wife, but now we're going to be dissing the dead. And then 50 went silent. And now this is what's going to happen, bro. A documentary's coming. It's over.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy. Who knows though? You know, in the meantime, someone might step in and squash it. But you know how 50 don't let up. You know what I'm saying? He got no breaks. He's all gas. You know what I mean? Getting on his bad side. We've seen him and Eminem both destroy people's whole rap career. Like Benzino and Ja Rule, like completely took him out the game. Like took him off the board. They play chess out here for real.
Yeah, I think the only one he didn't take. Well, no, dude, he's the first person exposed that Rick Ross was a corrections. Well,
The
Trick Daddy
CO.
did, and then 50
Yeah, but 50, you know,
put it on
sometimes,
another
like I
level.
said, when you have a bigger
Officer
platform,
Ricky.
yeah. Sometimes, like I said, when you have a bigger platform, like with the JD and Alaska Avenger might have already been out there, but once JD put him on, a lot more people knew who he was. So it might have already been out there that Rick Ross was the CO, but once 50 addressed it, a lot more people now know, you know?
100%, bro. We got okay. So Ronnie, can you see the chat? You want to shout everybody out?
Hey, big shout out to the chat. You know that IU, Bobby, Anarchist, Pretty, Jocelyn, Corrupt, Mallory, Snowplow, Buckshot, Bonnie, Allie, Firecrutch is crazy. Hope, 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 Pretty, we appreciate
One of
you.
these are Big Weevy's trolls. I haven't figured out who it is yet, though.
Oh, for real? Mr. Norristown, Chuck Norris, salute. Virgo, everybody, Carolyn Cooper, Liz Rose, hey, we appreciate everybody in the chat. Curious, hey, we appreciate you pulling up, man. Hit that like button if you like something. Kim, shout out to all you.
And we had Whiteboy Lockdown Radio up tonight. That's a full circle moment for us because we
Yeah.
had a little bit of a. We kind of inherited AZ's beef with him, and I think
Right.
their beef is actually a misunderstanding of
Yeah.
an interview they did together. It's really petty. I think them two could probably squash up on that, but he came up here tonight, made it a full circle moment, and I think it's important that we say this. He's one of the only people in Florida that doesn't have anything on his jacket.
Right,
And
right,
that's
and that's crucial. Like you said, that's why I said, yo, we got to get that official that interview in, because like we've interviewed almost everybody in the genre, and he's one of the few that we didn't. But talking about inheriting beef, it's like when AZ and Lurch fell out by being guilty by association. Me and Lurch kind of stopped speaking because him and AZ were beefing. You know, I had no beef with Lurch, but because AZ was the co-host at the time, Lurch wasn't fucking with him. So it was like that shit happens, but it ain't nothing. You know what I mean?
Lurch went back to doing a 9 to 5 and doing TikTok, but you know, Big Lurchum, the gatekeeper is what we're talking about. The gatekeeper from TikTok.
King of Rhode Island. Yeah, yeah.
He
He
talked
always
about
done
coming
better on
back.
TikTok. Yeah, he always done better on TikTok. His shit just didn't translate to YouTube as well, but he's very
Right.
successful on TikTok.
Right. Nah, man, he was supposed to, he's supposed to come back. But yeah, man, Whiteboy coming up. That was awesome. It was great commentary.
Yeah.
And I judge him when I say by his rap sheet. I judge him by his career as a criminal, because just like the NFL, bro, we don't start there's no more stats after someone retires. Now that he's a YouTuber and he's actually a civilian, he goes hard, bro. He'll call the cops on you. He don't give a fuck. He'll do stuff that he wouldn't do as a criminal, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you ain't gonna find paperwork against him,
Right.
I mean, as I know of, I don't want it to come back and I get clipped right there and be like,
Right,
oh
right,
shit.
right.
But as of right now, yeah, he is one of the most solid for Florida.
Barney, Great White Wolf, we appreciate you all. Salute.
And I used to have Viking Fitness up there, but this whole thing that he just fucking did really put him way down on the list. K Frog's got to
Yeah.
be up there, but K Frog he called the cops. I don't know if we consider him out of in civilian mode.
Hold on. My bad, plug. El Plugger. What happened? He called the cops.
So yeah, and the only reason we know this because his mom said it in paperwork. His mom said that he called the cops on a domestic situation. I don't know if we really hold that to a standard. K
Oh yeah,
Frog,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my cousin, so I'm
Yeah,
biased.
yeah. Well, you know
I'm
what it
biased.
is? He was probably trying to protect himself, because before somebody put a false jacket on him, he was probably trying to, like, you know what I mean? I ain't condoning calling the cops, but if it's a domestic, if it's involving a woman, it's like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Like, what's he supposed to do? Put his hands on her? It's like, you can't hit a girl. So it's like, depending on whether it was a woman or not, I can see how people could feel split on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. All right, you shouted
That's
everybody out in the
crazy.
chat, man. Salute to everybody that came tonight, man. YouTube Streets Podcast. We are back, and we are on their necks.
Yeah, so disrespectful. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know where it's at. YouTube Streets Podcast. We back.
And the
Back.
difference between us being on their neck and then someone else being on their neck is that the person will come up and fucking and literally she came up and he took a DP. Let's just be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, yeah.
JD Delay came up tonight. He got DP'd. And now
Yeah.
we back in the business, and if there's other stuff we need to address, we're gonna fucking address it, bro.
And
We're
when
not
we on their neck,
compromised over here, man.
yeah, and when we on their neck, we don't let up. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people shy away from the bullshit, right? But when we were talking about he should just address it, he came up and addressed it. Like before, when we covered the body language, body cam footage, excuse me. We had him on the thumbnail, the title. He pulled right up and he popped his shit. We talked it out and he gave his side of the story, because there's always three sides to a story. You know what I mean?
Oh, he had a DP
Always.
before when
Yeah, we've
the
been through
snitching
this before.
allegations.
Yeah, there's always
Oh
three
my
sides.
god, bro. He
Yeah,
he
he
comes
stands
up.
in the truth. Like, but at least he pulled up and addressed the situation. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm gonna be clipping a lot from this live and dropping, dude. Because look, the white boy shit that needs to get dropped about Dolly Vision. That's gonna be dropped as regular video, and then the
Yeah.
Wes Watson stuff. Dude, that's important tonight. That was so important. Wes Watson probably won't survive a Florida prison. Like people, like
Yeah.
it's a different world, bro.
Yeah, he's so dedicated to that wood shit and the California politics. I think it'd be a lot more easy for him to acclimate to the West Coast because allegedly he's already tied in. But Florida, fuck a different state. That's like a whole different country. It's like a whole different world down there. So it's like, and you know the white boys is outnumbered. So it's like
Yeah, they're the
we'll have to see.
minority. The
Yeah.
white
So
white boys are the minority, and they're not organized. That's why there's no organized crime, and that's why Florida. You know, you do got Unforgiven. You
right.
know, and they do put it. They put in work on the outside too. We've seen it. They punish other white people. They don't even. You know what I mean? They do some shit. But again, like White Boy said, it would to him it would be easier if it was a West Coast because it gets segregated, and you got somebody that has your back out the gate. I guess that's how they look at it, bro.
Yeah.
It's like unwritten rules and shit. It's fucking crazy, man. Two different worlds. Two different worlds.
And now that, you know what I mean, now that he got some, I ain't gonna say rich and famous, but now that he got a little bit of clout, he got a little bit of money, no doubt. He might he might go square. He might, you know, he might go the legal route. He might just stay out the mix. But you know, if you ain't gonna go looking for trouble, trouble's gonna find you. Is you just in that type of environment, it's hard to avoid the bullshit. You're in the mix, you're in the mix. That's just it. You know?
Okay, so I believe Barbie said there's AB in Florida prison. Okay, so there has been talks of AB being in, but not the numbers like Unforgiven does. They could definitely got numbers on
Yeah.
them, and I don't know. I don't. Maybe I could be wrong. Uh, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say before that. I had something very important.
It
This
will
has been
come
a
back
crazy
to you.
night.
But yo, you know what's crazy is about a week ago, somebody sent me, maybe even 2 weeks ago, but somebody sent me that paperwork on that dude. I kind of wanted to cover that interview with him and Ian Bick, or at least go over that paperwork and expose him. Because if no one else is gonna do it, we got to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, we could if you want to double back on it, we could do that. We got to be like he does have the copyright on the
Yeah, we
audio.
just
We
got to
just
be
got to speed
careful
it up.
about. Yeah, we
Speed it
don't.
up.
Yeah, even if we don't cover the interview, we could at least go over the paperwork and shit like that, and the pictures of him and Ian. And but yeah, when it comes to that, we might have to just play the audio, speed it up, captions, and just be careful about it. But yeah, man, someone got to do it. But let's see what JD does next.
Oh,
His next
this is
move.
what I was gonna ask you. You might know this, and I think okay, and VA might know this. VA, two up, two down, right? Which East Coast prison is the closest to the West Coast? Because hear me out, Ronnie. I hear a lot of stuff from Mass. There's a little bit of organization there.
Yeah, so Mass is more like mobbed out. You got your Italian mafia, you got the Irish mob, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like, so Massachusetts, the state, there's a lot of white gangs. You got a lot of white gangs, right? But in the city in Boston, whites definitely the minorities. It's basically the Bloods running that shit out there over there, and it's not as much gangs as it is blocks and neighborhoods. So each crew is a different neighborhood, mostly for the most part. You do have gangs. You have a lot of Latin Kings, Crips, Bloods, etc. I could go on and on, but mostly it's hoods. They bang their hood, what hood they're from, what neighborhood, and shit like that. So it ain't really what gang is where you from. You know what I mean? So in the city in Boston, like South Bay and Nashua Street, white boys are definitely outnumbered. But upstate in Mass, you have the heavy hitters. You have you got the Boyles, like Maddie, he was a Boyle. A few of my homeboys are Boyles. Then you got the C Dubs, the crazy white boys. You got a few crews like that. You know what I mean? You got the hooligans, the hoodlums. You got, you know what I mean? You got squads and shit like that, scandals and shit like that. You got a few, but it just really depends what county you're in. You know what I mean? But the
And
Latin things are deep out here. I'll say that.
so it could be. I think it's going to be out of like upstate well, maybe New York, maybe Mass, and then I will say this. So Arizona, when it comes to West Coast, like Arizona gets slept on because it sounds like it's more. It's fucking strict as fuck there, and it's fucking militant there disaccording to AZ, right? When AZ spoke on Arizona prison, Supermax, and all that. I don't know what the fuck where I was getting. I'm telling you, I just started smoking at the end of this live, y'all, and I don't know where the fuck I was going with that.
Yeah, Springfield, man. People hear Springfield, they think of The Simpsons, but let me tell you this: Springfield is mobbed up. You got the Italian mafia, you got different families over there in Springfield. I actually did a shot with somebody that was, tied in with the mob out there. But yeah, Springfield is mobbed up.
Oh, there's a prison YouTuber, not YouTuber, but prison genre TikToker, Tattoo Cody or Two Tat Cody or whatever his name is. He talks about sitting down to pee. Flame Schroeder talked about this. He talks about sitting down to pee. Now Flame says that in Minnesota they don't do that. They
Yeah.
in the East Coast they don't do that.
Yeah.
That's some fucking
It
that's some
depends.
shit.
It
Go ahead.
depends what state you're in. Definitely depends what state you're in. Cause like, it's like, damn, you sitting down and pee, and respectfully, some people be what are you, a bitch? And then in other places where people are doing life in different states, that's protocol. It's like, yo, this is my home. This is how we do it. This is how we conduct ourselves. So it really boils down to where you're from, where you're at, and what organization you're a part of, and who you're around. You know what I mean? Because if you're just visiting, you're doing a skid bid, you gotta kind of abide by the life's rules. That's their house. They live there. That's their home forever. So it really depends.
Man, nah, bro. Cause yeah, so basically telling, so if okay, if he said if he was in prison with somebody and they asked him to sit down to pee, it's a sign of disrespect,
Right.
and it's
Right.
going down. It's going down.
Right.
Now AZ said it was more of a respect to do that because it's a written rule. It's not. They're not trying to get off. They're not doing it to, what is the word? Demasculate him
You
or make.
mastered it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, it's more about being clean. Like it's the life is. This is their home. They're gonna be there forever. You're just a visitor. You gotta abide by their rules. So it's more like keeping everything clean, and it's protocol. But again, it depends what state you're in and which coast you're on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, situational, man. But for the
Definitely.
most part, it's kind of like the rap game, bro. How you have a West Coast sound, a Texas sound, and then the
Yeah.
same thing with the prison genre. You got this West Coast style, this Texas dude. Texas AB is known to play with,
Yeah,
nothing to play
facts.
with, bro.
Cause
Texas AB, they got their own rules. They don't give
they
a
got the
fuck.
ABT. First, they got the green light from the original Aryan Brotherhood of California to start the ABT, and then they broke off and did their own thing. But just like I said about Springfield, a lot of people think of The Simpsons, but Springfield is really mobbed up. You got Italians, you got Irish, but you got the mob, but you got the Italian mafia. But listen, just like Family Guy, right? Rhode Island, you think of Rhode Island, you think of Family Guy. Rhode Island is deep. Shout out to my homeboy Paulie D. But listen, Rhode Island, they mobbed up out there. You know what I mean? You got a lot of gangs, but you got mafia too out there.
AB Texas run that. Somebody said. Shout to Ali Oz. One of my clients said they didn't piss at night because it would wake up their celly. See, that's something AZ would
Like
talk
you
about.
said, circumstantial, yeah.
It's called prison. He was calling it prison etiquette.
Yep.
It's
It all
interesting,
depends
man.
where you're at, you know what I mean? And in some places there's certain times for that shit. You know what I mean? There's certain places and certain times to do your business.
And then they yelled out flush, right? Then they used to yell out flush before they flush the toilet.
You know what I mean? AZ, that's an Arizona thing out there, you know what I mean? It's just different out there. Definitely different on the West Coast. But the only thing I never understood about Arizona, respectfully, is like, if it's so strict, why the hell would they let Sammy the Bull, a known rat, get them Viking tats? Like, I don't know. I just never understood that.
Oh,
You
I
know?
think I think it's just the lore of because Sammy put in work. I don't. They don't,
Yeah, but
bro. It's hard to
he
look at
still
him as
put
a
John
rat,
Gotti.
bro.
Nah, he put John Gotti in prison, bro. The fuck?
I know, but I think a lot of like from a perspective of a civilian, even though he is a rat, it's a fact. The Sammy Bull's a rat, but they don't look at that. They look at because you could be a rat Chewy If you're a
In
fucking
Boston, they
killer,
call him Sammy the Rat. They don't even call him Sammy the Bull. They
yeah.
call him Sammy the Rat. Like they would never okay that. But I don't know. I seen some shit like in Arizona. They did that. This is coming from Sammy's mouth. This is all allegedly. But he said that they okayed him getting them Viking tats, and the AB was cool with him. But that just kind of blew my mind. If it was so strict, how would that go down? But I do understand that after that whole John Gotti situation, John Gotti never trusted him from the beginning because he never did no time prior to that. There was something like, going on between them where he didn't really trust him. He didn't know if he could trust him and end up biting him in his ass. But I will say this, maybe it's because of this. After the fact, when he got caught up with the whole ecstasy thing and, allegedly his daughter and his daughter's boyfriend was selling E and Molly and all that shit, I think he took the pinch. He did some stand up shit. He was a solid dude when it came to his family. He didn't let his daughter get in trouble. He was a stand up guy, and I think he took the pinch for that, and he did time. So maybe it was what he did in Arizona. That's all they was worried about in Arizona. They really didn't give a fuck what went on in New York. You know what I mean? That's not their business. I don't know.
So this comment right here, I think it is right because I remember covering this with the Chad Mark situation. So they went out and asked for permission from California, and they came back and said no, and they said fuck it, and then they went to ABT, and they're just their own fucking thing. So you were 95% right, Ronnie.
Yeah. For the most part, they reached out. At first they were in communication about doing it. You know what I mean? They were cool at first. They were discussing the terms. They had a little bit of indifference in the ABT. Just the stipulation was add the T. You can't just go by AB. You got to add the T. That's what I heard the original stipulations was. Like they were in discussions about getting the green light about it. You just have to add the T to differentiate. You know what I mean? You're still AB, but you're ABT. But
I've seen that pet tat in real life. I've seen that more than I've
yeah,
seen the Unforgiven tat, and I'm from Florida. Like that, the ABT, like you see it on their back, and
yeah.
that they
And
have numbers over
what
there. They got
happened, bro?
numbers.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's a great point because you know what happened. It ended up falling out to the street. Like it ended up like a lot of dudes that were getting out, they were still banging, they were still recruiting, they were still hanging, they were still robbing and looting and shooting. So it was like now you got people in the streets repping ABT. It ain't just a prison gang. In Texas, you got a lot of dudes on the street that get out and still with the shits. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, this was one of my questions tonight. I had it written down, and Jocelyn just made me reminded me on this. And I talked to Pino behind the scenes on this, right? And it's a timeless topic, and we don't have to get into it tonight. But Ronnie Blue, man, listen, death row in Florida has women on it. Like women are on death row. Do you agree that a woman deserves to get the death penalty?
Only if she did a crime against a child. You know what I mean? And shout out to my homegirl Drita, my homeboy Johnny Bott. He just linked up with a few of the mob wives, Renee, and a few other ones. Rest in peace, Big Ange. I'm gonna be doing something with them this week. I just want to say shout out to the homegirl
Nice.
Drita. But yeah, man, I think nobody's an exception to the rules, respectfully. But when it comes to the death penalty, it's like up here we respect women and children. You know what I mean? I'd rather see I don't want to see nobody go to jail. Period. Right? But if they gotta, it'd probably be nicer to just let them do life or let them make that decision on their own. But if they got any crimes against child or they hurt or like I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean. If they did anything heinous against a child or killed a child or essayed a child in any type of way, then that's the only time I feel like it's fair game. You know what I mean? No one's an exception to the rule. They want to act like a man, they're gonna get treated like a man, respectfully.
It's a great conversation, bro. It's gonna rock, dude. Because I
No,
got
that's
I've
gonna
been
ruffle some
testing the
feathers.
waters. So
Yeah.
if people want to call that a play, that could be the closest thing you'll get a play out of you two streets. I'll go call prison people behind the scenes, and I'll throw this out there. And if the response is good enough, where this is going to be good dialogue, and I already could tell when we get Pino or in DBS and the Whiteboy come on again, this is a conversation. Does women deserve the death penalty? And Ronnie Blue Eyes just gave a good example. If they touch kids, if they done a horrific act to children, but there's women that have the death penalty that don't have that. They
Right.
have it against. So they killed a man. They killed multiple people, like serial killing.
Right. Well, it's like you can't pick and choose. You got to be all in or nothing, right? So if you want to fight for equality, you're gonna get it in every single way, shape, form, and fashion, respectfully.
Nah, for sure, man.
No.
Nah, for sure. And another thing too, I just want to let people know: you never put out your full hand till you have, you know what I mean. You hold your cards. Just let everybody know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you never show your hand. You know what I mean? You got to keep your shit close to your chest. Like we out here playing chess. This ain't checkers, but it's just the same thing with a dude, right? It's like, yo, I'm a street dude at the end of the day. I come from the projects. I'm in the hood, right? So I don't want to see nobody go to jail, nobody go to prison. The only time, like, I don't condone anything against women or children. If you're hurting children, then you deserve to at least be in prison. But if it was up to me, you should be killed. That should be punished by death. Like you should be public. Like back in the day, the Salem witch trials. They was stoning and hanging and burning witches, just for them allegedly being witches. Like, I think if you're a grown ass man hurting women and children, then if you like a Wade Wilson, he killed 2 women, he's on death row. That's exactly what he deserves. But if you hurt a child, you should be dealt with immediately. They should not prolong that shit. You should either be slowly tortured, you should have the worst time in the world in there, or they should kill you in public to set an example. You know what I mean?
VA 2 up, 2 down. You give them enough room, they're gonna hang themselves. You
Yeah.
literally, and this is the thing too. I don't know if you've been to prison VA 2 up, 2 down. I don't think you have, right? And you Milk 74, Jeter, another one. Y'all opened the door for like me and Blue, and we took. I honestly think that we took this to another level when it comes to covering the prison genre of 2 dudes that didn't go to prison and are able to just be able to move the culture. We just did a OG Big Sid interview that's gonna be dropping soon with a Wes Watson documentary attached to it.
Yeah, that was
He said
crazy.
bugging, bro. Big Sid is a tweaker, bro. Bro, I'm not even talking about the actor. I'm talking about Sid because he goes into character. He stays in character, bro.
Yeah,
And
he's with the shits. He's really triple OG, big OG. He crazy with it.
bro, he's asked me for $10 every day for
Yo,
Kratom.
he
For
said, yo,
Kratom.
he said, I'm really on gabapentin, and they told me to take 3 a day, once a day. I thought they said 3 a day, 3 times a day. Yo, he had me dying, bro. I had to mute up so many times. I was laughing my ass off. We got to do a part 2.
Yeah, that's a good point, Big Go. Wade Wilson is taking up the air that other people need. I mean, they're all pieces of shit in death row, so how much air is he really taking up? But he will be dead very. I think cause how Florida is running, I think it's gonna be okay. So I think the next person that's gonna win probably is gonna be left on the Republican side. I mean, on the governor side, and
Right.
then after that, you're gonna how it goes back and forth. It's gonna land when all his appeals are up. I guarantee once it lands on more of a right wing person in there that that believes in the death penalty or
Yeah.
however whatever side whatever whoever believes in the death penalty, he is gonna be toast. They're gonna sign it. They're not gonna wait. I think you're going to get the minimum 12 years. Wade Wilson will be dead in 12 years. I really do believe that. Once everything's exhausted and everything and they have it on the table, it's not going to be one of these Leon whatever where they wait fucking 50 years. No, he's going to go down, brother.
Yeah.
Look how much money they charged not us, but yeah, actually they did charge us a lot on the DRs we got that one time, but mostly like Zav Girl and all these channels that dude they got charged. They tax. I've never seen a case like this. They
Right.
taxed phone calls to prison. What $30,000? What 20, 30? I don't know how much they said for those phone calls. Dude, you could go get Alex like before the law changed because of jumpsuit. You could go get the Alex Murdoch calls or somebody else's calls way cheaper. You could get the body. Dude, this last body cam, I don't even know. I couldn't even imagine how much it costs. They are taxing. Lee County went off.
Right.
That needs to be reviewed. That needs to be audited. Lee County needs to be audited. Fuckers charging those people, dude. They probably charge Zav Girl probably $10,000, maybe probably for all her shit. They charge Kit True Crime a lot. They charge all these people. I've never seen a case where they ran that shit up. See, this is the thing, bro. See, I know Sammy Bull's a rat, right? I hear what y'all are saying, but the dude is also a fucking certified killer.
Yeah, facts, and no one takes that from him. And you know what? You know what the
I'm just not
controversy
gonna
is.
call him a rat to his face.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing, right? Just because you're a rat don't mean you won't kill nobody. You know what I mean?
Well,
It
most
just
of them won't, but there's, and that's why I think that becomes a rat chewy.
right. But this is the thing the mob had a problem with, right? John Gotti was very flashy. Teflon Don, he was untouchable. He was beating shit left and right. Listen, when it comes to the mob, it's like the mafia. It's like La Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours. It don't exist. You don't even admit that. What mafia? What mob? It doesn't exist. You know what I mean? You die with the lie. You know what I mean? You never admit to it being a part of anything. So when John Gotti was getting a lot of press, a lot of press coverage, a lot of media coverage, the news, he was in the paper. The families did not like that attention. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen. You have a better take on it because there is a lot of unwritten stuff in the windows don't know about with the mob stuff, and it's militant. But
Right.
let's do another example. Let's go
And
to
I just
King.
know from my godfather and my father, I'm not involved. I stayed way
Yeah,
away from that. But unfortunately, my uncles, they all wrapped up in that Charlestown shit, that Somerville shit, the South Boston shit, Whitey Bulger, the whole shit, Winter Hill Gang. And my father did a lot of time for that shit, keeping his mouth shut, standing on business, solid dudes, stand up guys. They're always the one that end up doing the time because they keep their mouth shut. So that's how I know about it. But I stayed far away from it because they were handing out Ricos like free candy.
yeah, and it's kind of like the Kendrick Lamar effect where you're seeing everything from the window. Like you see everything, you know what happened. You knew what to shut your mouth to. You just did just lived your life, and you took the torch to us. Stand up got the music. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you expressed it through the music,
Oh, put
but
it this way, I held it
go ahead.
down in the streets when I was out there shaking and baking. You know what I mean? I was doing my thing. I stood 10 toes down. I was a stand up guy, a solid dude when I was out there on my scandalous squad shit. You know what I mean? I was on my squadron shit, on some scandal shit. I held it down. I always kept my mouth shut. But I just tried to stay away from the organized crime shit because you're only gonna end up dead or in prison. You know what I mean? Just
Now
like
you got
all my
now
uncles and my father ended up dead or in prison.
now you got people like Takashi 6ix9ine. They're pussy rats. But let's
Hmm.
take it somewhere. Let's get it out of the more militant mob stuff. Let's go let's for example, King Vaughn. He's the type of person that will kill you. He don't get and he'll go and he'll rat too. He went into prison and acted gay
Right.
just to get moved. Like he does he's done questionable stuff, but
Yeah.
that's just how their mentality is. It's like if they're willing to kill, they're willing to do anything.
Yeah. Look at
It's
that.
anything is on the table.
And then you got dudes that are the complete opposite, right? Like out here, you got the NOB gang, you got the Headshot Mafia, G Fredo and all them, 7981 Cal and all them. They was literally smoking ops and making music videos about that shit. They're still inside for this shit. Like the the Headshot Mafia, like they're a Boston I'll call them a rap group, but the government calls them a gang. But they were literally, allegedly smoking ops and making music videos about this shit. And they're still on the inside because they never told, never fold, you know?
Yeah, bro. Nah, for real. This shit. This
But
getting
that
deep. It
six
gets
nine
deep.
shit, that shit is just like, that's when I really started seeing shit change for the worst. I'm like, damn. Like, soon as he came out, I swear to God, on everything I love, on my brother, on my brother, on my brother, on my father. As soon as I seen him, way before he rioted, As soon as I seen his rainbow ass up there rapping, I said he's gonna be ratting. He's gonna put a whole lot of people in jail. When I seen him hanging around all them bloods, I said, bro, he's gonna end up getting a lot of people in trouble. And just what, a year or two later, that's exactly what happened. I called it. I called it as soon as I seen it. I knew it was gonna happen, bro.
The rap game got it first, right? But then it came to YouTube, and in YouTube, these prison YouTubers are false prophets. They come on here and do prison stolen valor. Some of them pretended they went to prison and never went to prison. There's been multiple, and there's people that lie about why they went to prison. So that's why
Right.
paperwork wins out, bro. Men lie, women lie, paperwork
Yeah.
doesn't.
Right. Right. Facts. Cops lie, but
Cops do lie. We do, and that's something we need to put into perspective when on some of this paperwork.
right.
Cops lie. They can write a statement in there. They can say, "Hey, this person right here." Da, da, da. So we do need to
Yeah.
consider that. We've seen the Karen Reed case.
Yeah. 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 We've seen a lot of cases out, even out here in Boston. It's like cops are real corrupt, man. They're scandalous. They're crooked as the letter S, bro. They're like really. It's almost to the point where people don't even speak on it because they don't want to end up on their radar. You know what I mean?
Women lie,
They're
men
the
lie, the
biggest.
money don't lie.
Yeah, they're the biggest gang out here, bro. I'm gonna just say that.
Nah, man. What was I getting with the King Von thing? I was what I say about King Von being because okay, let's be real. There's gonna be situations where you might have to take someone's life.
Right.
King Von is basically a registered serial killer. He was going to get
Right.
charged for a lot of crimes if he didn't die. Now he's dead now,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, he's willing to go just take out women, he killed
Right.
women too. He killed he killed allegedly.
Right.
Um, but yeah, bro, like it's just he's willing to do anything at that point.
Yeah, and some of them
It's
dudes were beefing with each other, and then they were almost like family because one of them was like from one block and one of them was from another neighborhood, but one of them was dating their sister and shit like that. But then you had the other dude that was in jail that was like out there. The rules are just different. They can move around and groove around and get where they want to get, how they get there, however by any means necessary. Like, but then you got that other dude, I forget his name, but he got caught having the punk sit on his lap on camera. Remember that shit?
yes, yes.
Forget his name, but that shit was crazy too.
And some of these guys too, they will act like a Takashi, like, yeah, you know what, I rat, so what the fuck. But this is the thing, right? You didn't have the same energy when you did it.
Right,
It's not like King Von, like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna rat, do whatever I want, and I'm gonna kill you. Like, he kept the same
right,
energy.
right,
No,
right,
no, they're waiting 20 years after to start saying, like, a lot of I've seen the wet, like the Dubs and Gunner, like, oh, so what, fuck it, I did this and with the
right,
SNY, what do but at the end of the day, you're not telling the truth to the kids of why you went there. No
right,
one's really breaking down their whole story of why you
right.
folded. Why it is good to, dude, the youth needs to know that these are false prophets. These
Yo,
are
'cause
false prophets.
in some situations, and I'm not saying I okay this shit, but I just know from what I know and seen a lot of mob shit and mafia shit back in the day, especially in Boston, New York, and Philadelphia, New Jersey. A lot of this shit, it's okay to get your enemies out the way. Like when Whitey Bulger took made an alliance with the FBI to get the Italian mafia out the way. Nobody was really mad at that until it became a problem, and he tarnished the Irish name, and then they cleaned up house and they took care of him and got him out of there. Great example. You know the movie Goodfellas, the famous quote, "Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut." The key point in that is never rat on your friends. It doesn't say nothing about your enemies. You know what I'm saying? So in some organizations, not always, but in some places, in some families, they don't give a fuck how you get your enemy out the way. Whether you kill them or put them away or whatever, as long as they're out their way and you conduct business as usual and act accordingly.
You want like some real criminal shit? We were taught to spin the police. Like when it
Right.
comes to like okay, you stay silent. Yeah, stay silent, wait for your lawyer, but you
Or
might be
feed them
having
false
they'll
information.
prolong it.
Yeah, set him on a wild goose chase type
Yeah, bro,
shit.
set him on wild goose chase,
I
bro.
seen people do that too.
Have him look that way while you go this way. You know, it never
Exactly.
work. It never works, by the way.
Right. Like 1090J caught static on that shit when someone allegedly broke it out and he's like, oh, I think it was, and he gave false information, but they still was calling him a rat, but he was like, he said it was somebody completely else that looked completely different, you know, and he didn't give no names. He just gave a description of someone that had nothing to do with it. So
Okay, we
to
got to
kind of
revisit that.
lead
Okay,
him
I'm
on a
so
wild
glad you
goose
brought
chase.
this up. Oh my god, I got contacted by somebody that this dude said he was the one that he's a Latino man.
Right,
He's a grown man now, but he said he was a kid then, and he was the one that got, and his statute of limitations are up. He can't get in trouble for this
right,
now,
right,
but he's saying that 1090 is 1090 pointed, like, basically tried to get him locked up. No one got locked up for it,
right,
but
right.
he was one of the people allegedly that was there in the house or
Right.
whatever.
But that's a perfect example of somebody just trying to spin the police. As far as what Tenati was saying, he was just feeding them false information to get them up
I don't
out the
think he was
way.
spinning the police. I think we have to revisit
No,
it.
that's his narrative. I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
That's
his narrative. You're right. 100% right. We might need to get Zebby involved on this, even though he's the one that called Tampa police to figure this out, anyways.
right.
But I think I have a feel. This is another theory too, because he called Tampa police. He asked, "Hey, is this other paper gone?" Because there's another. I need to find Unspoken's other paper, because what if the Tampa police said, "Yeah, it doesn't exist"? Like a phone call doesn't prove that. And I fuck with Zebby Heavy. He knows that, but I think we need to revisit
Yeah.
that shit, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about 1090 Jake. Sorry, guys. All right,
It's
we're
like
wrapping.
yo, like it's like you remember the Valentine's Day massacre, man. It's the Italians dressed up as cops just to get rid of the Irish. They tricked the Irish. The Irish thought they were being pulled over. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago, they thought they were being arrested, so they dropped their guard, and the Italians sprayed them up, bro. It was like the rules were different back then. They literally dressed as cops to take out the Irish.
Shout out to King Sean.
Salute.
He dressed like a cop, allegedly. Crazy
Yeah,
shit,
I
man.
seen I seen people
White
do
girl
that
got
out here.
deported,
Like,
man. Free
yeah,
white girl.
I seen people put
All right, man.
lights lights on their car, shit like that. Fake badges just to try to run people's pockets and shit.
Oh, they tried that shit with dude. Okay, so Florida, we see the Shine case, right?
Yeah,
Also, Takashi 69 just dealt with it too. It's the Latin Kings are doing that shit in Florida. They're dressing up like cops and they'll pull your ass over. And you better hope, you better look carefully. Make sure that's a cop, because they gonna, dude. They ain't
yeah,
playing, bro. Them
yeah,
boys don't play, bro. Florida's a different beast. Them
yeah,
Kings in Florida are not the same Kings from up there, brother. They're fucking. They run the. Never mind. I'm speaking too much.
yeah. I was
They
gonna
run this
say,
shit.
yeah,
They
yeah,
run
yeah.
this shit.
The Kings are deep out here, and I know a lot of them from back in the day, and they're no joke. They're nobody to play with.
They run this
But
shit, man.
But when it comes to, listen, all you gotta do is keep your mouth shut and ask for a lawyer. They tell you when you get arrested or detained, you have the right to remain silent. Exercise your right. If I could give you any advice, exercise your right to remain silent. Ask for a lawyer. Period.
And weed is not a probable cause anymore. Y'all have a great night.
YouTube streets, we out. Peace.
Which I think that's bullshit. Every state's different. But
Back out.
all right, y'all. We appreciate everybody that came through, man. Ronnie Blue Eyes, New Age Plug, you did it again. DBS Stuck in the System, AZ Ruction, Cactus State. We had Whiteboy Lockdown Radio on. We had Pino Raw Talk on. We had JD Delay come on. Make sure y'all rewind back. Great shit. And we're gonna have him on again. More stuff coming. We need to get that interview with Wide Eyes in the chat. Shout out to Curious. Lisa.
Anarchist, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got to get that anarchist interview ASAP. We got to get that White Boy Lockdown Radio ASAP. Shout out to the whole chat. You know that.
Scandalous.